that were new that I wanted them to see or to try out, which is the Moongrim one. But we'll see how this looks like now. Commander O'Neil in center square now. Okay, that is going to be interesting.
That is crazy.
Um,
Because isn't that like a rush square with the whole like the baboosh strat and like
yep.
getting the geysers to kill him? So you think we'll see both players going for that, or do you think maybe we'll
It is
not
center
see them
and it
going that
is money
direction?
and it's a halberd check. So I could definitely see that being like a thing of, hey, if I can get Dragon Halberd off of doing center square, that sounds pretty good to me. And Somber 9 is on the board, though, too. Bottom right corner square. So is it better to go for Commander O'Neil center square, or is it better to actually just go for that good old Somber
Yeah,
9 instead?
I think it depends on the lines that are surrounding it, right? I would say at least. We have on that row 5, we have Spirit Ashes, we have Hitless Remembrance Bosses, Magma Worm, and Renala 4 summons. That seems pretty good considering in the column 5, there's Renala and Rolana. So maybe Somber 9 could be the play here for our base game players.
Yeah, I would
Also,
assume
I
so.
I feel like I haven't seen Mattingham NPC like all season, and we're seeing that in row 2, column 5. That's kind of interesting. We'll see if that gets gone for early on, or
Yeah.
if we'll see that like later in the line.
We also see given Iris of Occultation, but also acquire Jolanne and Anna. So this is going to be two different ways. So you have to do Quailine and you have to do Jolanne and Anna if you want both of those squares. But you would have to do Quailine for Occultation and then Iris of Grace for Jolanne to get the summon. So this is going to be really interesting to see. That's a tough line to kind of deal with. And the other thing we have here, nice little combo, is kill Renala after 4 summons, and kill Renala and Rolana. This probably has been the most seen square of the season.
Very prevalent. Yeah.
My lord.
Very prevalent. I mean, there's also imbued sword keys on the board as well, so that gives more emphasis on going to the academy at some point in this match. I see a lot of players they'll say, "Hey, I'm going for Red Wolf or whatever," and then they'll just keep the academy open so they can go for that imbued sword key square.
Yeah.
Which also works towards the Somber 9 diagonal as well. So I am expecting players going for Somber 9 in the base game side. I guess we could see the O'Neil play, but the O'Neil play might put the other player behind on the stuff in the academy with a Somber weapon. But you said that you could also get like Dragon Halberd or something like that from doing Commander O'Neil. So that is also a direction they could go. So we'll see how base game goes. As far as DLC goes, I mean, I think the rush square that we're going to see first might be Perfumer bottles because it is 3, right? So that would require... That's just the fire one. I guess you'd need to go through Elac River to grab the lightning one.
Yeah, fire,
lightning, and poison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we have 2 seconds left here, and the match starts now. Here we go, and now it's going to be really interesting, really different, because it's like, okay, what do we now? For the DLC players, I do think it's perfume bottles, like you just mentioned. For the base game players, I am expecting Somber 9 to be the main thing, and I think for a lot of maybe newer players, Commander O'Neil, just because it's center square, seems so much more tempting. But honestly, you could still go for that. I think honestly, like assuming that maybe the other player does go for Somber 9, maybe not getting sniped or racing someone on Somber 9, being like, you know what, let me go for center square. I might not have a prepped weapon then, but I do get a weapon check out of it. I do get like 20,000 runes, I think, for killing Commander O'Neil, and it's center square for my team, which is the best square on the board. I don't think that is a bad choice. I really don't, because you can still set up. You can still go for a Somber 9 afterwards, but kind of giving yourself a maybe possible breathing room and not feeling like you're contested is nice.
Yeah, I mean, that is true. I just feel like if you lose that Somber 9 square, I feel like you're kind of just going to be behind on a lot of the other base game squares because, the other player does have a really powerful weapon to contest you on the other squares. So I feel like getting an upgraded weapon is a bit more important, but I also feel like going the O'Neil route could also get you some pressure. Like, let's say they go O'Neil and then right into Everjail Bulls and Ensis Bulls. They, are building up that line 3, and also, let's say like Mitch goes for perfume bottles, or Adaf goes for perfume bottles. That's another square in that line. So they could go the route of just pressuring early while the other player is focused on prep, which is a clash that we see pretty often. I would say. I would say basically like players like Chris, they like to kind of just go as early as possible. They like to just, as soon as I have a weapon, I'm gonna fight something. And I think players like Aggie are more so in the department of like, let's get a weapon set up, and that way I can be ahead later. So we're gonna
Mhm.
see that playstyle clash, I think, and on this board in particular. I think we'll see a lot of that.
Yeah, I would like to see here. I think I don't think Adolf grabbed the balls in front of Castle Ensis Grace, by the way. Kind of rushing here more towards DL8, maybe looking at perfume bottles, which I think is not a bad play at all. But yeah, I'm looking at also like if you go for that Commander O'Neill center square, right? Then you have quite literally the tunnel with Falling Star Beast for Somberstone 1 right next to you. So that column 3 is already looking really nice. So you can go for that
Yeah, absolutely.
into that. You have rot grease in the tunnel anyways. If you're starting with a smithing weapon, which Chris and Aggie are, so both of them could easily use that, and that would be like a really nice 1-2 punch to really kind of put some early pressure on, and then go and set up if you really want to. Or you have Somberstone's Bell Bearings 1 and 2. You can go up to +4, and you can handle most of the things on this board at a decent pace. Is it +9? It's not. But it still sets you up to where you don't have to necessarily go and fully prep, and you're putting pressure on the board.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we see both Chris and Aggie going for that somber 9. They're doing
Yep.
it in a different order. But like you said, I think the 1-2 punch method is very powerful, especially in the team season, because I mean, when the board is empty, you have like the world is your oyster. You can just pick any 2 squares on a line.
Yeah.
And I think that's very powerful. And I think we see a lot of teams like It's Reno do that. And we see, Chris and Adef do that a lot. I mean, I wouldn't call it underrated because it is a very powerful strategy, but I feel like sometimes players will leave these lines open for a bit too long. Obviously, you don't have all the info, so you can't see everything that's going on. So there's a reason why you would keep that line open. But I think that rushing lines is not, it's again not underrated because it is very powerful. However, I feel like we don't see it nearly enough from the other teams. I feel like It's Arena was the only team that really put an emphasis on like, hey, let's just like rush a line. So it'll be interesting to see if we see that all today from Positive Vibes or from Monkey Business.
So you mean more like underutilized, pretty much?
Yeah, a little bit underutilized. I mean, and we do see lines utilized often to create pressure, but I feel like going for the home run never really goes according to plan, or like the home run never really hits for the rushing lines, and it's more so just a play to like build up pressure. It has its pros, but also has its cons, because if you go for a line, the odds are not every single square in that line is necessarily good or desirable. So you end up going for like kind of suboptimal squares for the sake of building pressure. And so if you don't go for that home run, then you are kind of losing out a little bit, because if the other team blocks that, then you have to, focus on their threats that they just developed. So
Yeah,
it's a really tricky game with rushing lines for sure.
I would agree. Aggie here, by the way, in the Altus Tunnel, did grab the Colossal Weapon, which was a Somber Weapon, Falling Star Beast Jaw. Now going towards Haligtree to grab the Somber Knight and also the money. Chris now going to Altus Tunnel as well. We'll be able to see that Falling Star Beast Jaw pickup. And the... oh, there it is. Perfume bottles being marked by Monkey Business. And Adif here, not even contesting perfume bottles, actually. Currently in Skidoo Altus. So this is actually a good call here from Adif, being like, you know what? Mitch is probably rushing perfume bottles. Let me just get map progression. And that way he will tell me like he's been working on stuff, so I can just go and move ahead and maybe grab some other things that are just like right after that.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like just chasing someone to the objective like that can be your downfall. If you know someone's going for something and you want to contest it, it could be very, very tempting. But if you're going to just lose it anyway because you set up more, you did this or whatever, I feel like that could definitely like lead to your downfall for sure, to just keep following the person to objective. So if you're choosing to play the more prep route, going to set up, it looks like setting up Hippo here for that front side shadow keep access, which he knows that he's head on because Mitch just spent all his time going through Elac River. Grabbing some Skidoo, and then I guess going around this Furnace Golem here, because this Furnace Golem can be a bit of a menace. And while we have that on screen, we have Chris and Aggie in a very intense race for Somber 9.
Yep. And it's getting really close here. Chris, I think, has all of the stones now. Just has to go and upgrade a weapon to +9. Aggie here currently still in the Lake of Rot. Has to be careful. I think he makes it, but it's also really, really close at the same time. That Rot take is getting really, really close. Okay, there we go.
Now,
Jeez,
the question
Louise.
is...
Oh.
Okay, that's the Rot. That's fine. He got his stones. The question here is, will Chris upgrade that Falling Star Beast Jaw for the square, or will he check Roundtable for a potential other somber weapon? What are your thoughts on that?
I don't think
the jaw.
He's going to go upgrade the jaw because like he doesn't have time, and I think both players know that. It's like this is probably a race, so looking for another option is just not worth it. Like there is no time to do it, and Chris here is definitely ahead. I would say by at least 10 seconds. So this is going to be a huge pickup here. For team Positive Vibes, going to be 1-1 in just a moment here. Aggie will still have a +9 weapon, but they're both committing to a really, really heavy weapon, which the upgrade costs are quite expensive.
Yeah, I mean, it is a somber weapon, which is usually like better for those heavy weapons, because upgrading a specific weapon to +24 with the money it takes for like, you know, Giant Crush or whatever is like just ridiculous. So the fact that it's somber is a bit better.
Yeah.
The thing that I'm concerned about is the requirements for the Falling Star Beast Jaw. I'm not exactly certain what they are. Let me bring up the effects.
They're mostly strength for sure. There's a little bit of intelligence involved. While you're pulling that up here, though, we see also Falx, by the way, for the DLC players here. Mitch does have the Falx, and that's a big, big weapon. Probably one of the best weapons currently in the game, including the Rakshasas. So that is going to be huge. I think Adolf is going to see Falx here in just a moment as well, but I'm not sure if he's just as comfortable with Falx as Mitch is. He does see it, but he's going to go maybe for the Rotten Great Axe instead. Honestly, not a bad idea. I do like the Rotten Great Axe. Yeah.
The Rot on the Great Axe is really huge for the large health pools of the DLC bosses for sure. I do think I would give the upper hand to Falx, because Falx is kind of like a really, really solid, just spam jump R1, spam bleed procs. Looks like we have Chris here upgrading his weapon. He has all the stones.
Yep.
And there we go. Somber 9. And by the way, those requirements for you are 34 strength, 12 dex, 20 int. So
damn, that's a lot. That is a lot.
Yeah. That's why I was kind of concerned about them upgrading it. So I'm assuming Chris is going to grab money now to
wow, okay. And Aggie had the time to be like, you know what? I don't want to go for the jaw because I just saw it being marked. I could check Round Table for maybe something that is cheaper. But no, just fully upgrades it to +9. It's like, okay, I'm just going to deal with it.
Well, now that Chris has the +9 weapon, now he's in the driver's seat. So he's going to start, you know, trying to push that lead, so to speak, on having the weapon set up before Aggie. So if you're Aggie, I think you have to just, you know, deal with the weapon that you've been given. He's going for the physics here, by the way.
Yep, that's a good idea.
For the +10, +10 intelligence. That's very, very smart from Aggie. While I think Mitch is just now reaching Skidoo Altus. I don't know what his first square is going to be. Looks like he's going to set up that High Road Cross for Renala Rolana, Imbued Sword, and even Memory of Grace with 300k as well is probably a good idea. So he's probably going to have to... He has a Horn Tender. Okay, so Mitch has a Horn Tender. Okay. I don't know which boss can outright give you 300k. I don't know if Hippo can. I think Hippo's 200k. But I've heard that with a Tender, it is actually pretty easy to get 300k.
Yeah, with the Tender and also Golden Scarab, which I believe they'll be getting later at some point. It should be very, very easy. Looks like that Mitch is going for possibly Rolana here.
Yeah. Setting up Rolana, getting the Imbued Sword, maybe.
Yeah.
Adaf is getting that Horn Tender we just mentioned. I don't know. Does Adaf have a different boss in mind, you think, for the 300k? Or do you think he'll just go for Rolana as well?
That's a good question. I could see potentially Hippo.
Red Bear is good as well, I believe. Red Bear is like 180 or 200. I don't know how much exactly Red Bear gives, but yeah, it looks like
Rolana would be the more easier one for sure, the more guaranteed one. But no, looks like he's going straight for front of Shadow Key. He's going for Hippo here. Imbued Sword Key here for Mitch right now, picking that up. And the base game players, honestly, just hunting for money right now to use this weapon.
Yes, that is the sacrifice of going all in on Somber 9, right? Is you
Right. Well, that's what
upgrade
I
whatever you
mean, though.
feel.
Like, Aggie could have easily have gone to round table and not have to do this now. It could have been
Yeah,
like, oh,
you
yeah,
could have saved some time.
yeah. If there is a Sombra even in round table, though, like we don't even
It
know.
looks like ADF is on heavy load right now. He's got to lose some of that weight to medium rule for Hippo. That's kind of dangerous, actually. No armor here for ADF.
Nice.
God, Hippo looks so weird locked on. I don't lock onto this boss normally.
I don't.
Nice riposte there. Nice.
Not anymore either, for me.
ADF they're utilizing that magnetic riposte box on Hippo.
Oh, it's gotta be careful though.
Crouch, and if you press R1 in that little corner of his armpit, you can get a cheeky little riposte. The Rot proc. Rot's proc for ADF.
Stinky boy. Oh, nice stagger too on the face transition.
Yeah, that was very good. As you can see there, he's tucking himself in. Chris here on the top of your screen is going for Commander O'Neil, by the way.
Big damage.
+9 Falling Star Beast Jaw for O'Neil. This could be huge for positive vibes. If they can get that Memory of Grace square and the O'Neil
nice
square.
Stagger
Big
again.
Stagger.
And here's the thing, Adif is like really far ahead on this fight already. Rolana is stalling a little bit here for Mitch. So this is actually really good for team positive vibes because most likely he'll get the 300k off this. Adif does have Golden Scarab equipped and will be using the Gold Horn Tender. So he should have enough, I think.
That could be 300k, yeah.
That could be enough. That could be enough. This could be a huge 1-2 punch from team positive vibes right now. Nice stagger yet again. Jesus.
This is big because it's going to not only block out the column 1, but also build row 2 for positive vibes.
There it is, Commander O'Neil.
There we go. Commander O'Neil, center square.
Wow, what's the check here? What's the check? It is Gargoyle's Black Halberd. That's still a Sombra weapon. There it is. Hippo down as well. Gold Horn Tender and Golden Scarab. There it is, 336,000.
Wow. Okay, he's going to probably level up a little bit and then use Memory of Grace right after.
Dude, great plays.
That's big. And Mitch is still fighting Rolana here. As you can see, this is the bait of going for early Rolana, is that you just... There it is.
Dude, wow. Very impressive. Very nice. Team Positive Vibes now activating that diagonal, top left, bottom right, kill Grail without status effects, Rykard and Mesmer, and 4 imbued sword keys. This could be a thing to where Adif is like, you know what, let me go into Shadowkeep. Let me start, you know, working towards map progression. Oh, no, they're going for balls. Okay.
Going for balls.
This is what I was talking about. They're early game rushers. This is exactly what I was talking about right before when you're asking me the difference between these two teams is... They rush. They're going to be punching now left and right, being like, here, we're over there. We're going to communicate over here. We're going to try and get the square over there. And that's going to just absolutely kind of rock your mental early, if you will. And Mitch dying to Rolana.
Down. Oh, man.
That's tough. That's tough.
That was pretty deep, too. I don't think the Falx is doing work on Rolana. I'm not going to lie. I think this Rotten Great Axe is kind of...
I think it's the right call.
Doing the work in the early game, yeah.
Yep.
Looks like we got ADF here on balls. We got some Chris on balls as well. We got some balls on balls action here. It looks like, yeah, like you said, they're going for just the rush squares. And this is what I was talking about in the pregame, is like that communication is so important of utilizing both the base game and the DLC time on those combined squares. Like going for them at the same time is very, very powerful because they're not going to be wasting that much time. They're just going right for the square. They get the square, they can just move on, you know? So it's like you can play that route or you can, you know, do your half of the square earlier in the match, but I feel like coordinating is much better. I feel like coordinating just makes so much more sense. There it is.
And there it is. Yeah, Everjail balls and Ensis balls here. Mitch's screen going a little crazy here for just a second. But we are back. And yeah, that's insane. I'm not gonna lie. That is insane to where like they also had the correct timing, right? Where it was like, hey, I just got done with Commander O'Neil. Oh, well, I just got done with Hippo. Let's both go for balls powerful. Right now. Like that was really, really good. Very nice.
And it looks like Chris here is going for the Academy. There's Imbued Swords. There's Renala and Rolana. And it looks like Mitch here has pivoted off, seeing the Everjail and into Bulls mark. Hey, I'm not contested on Rolana right now. There's Omen Killer. There's Omen Killer Cleaver. Mitch loves those great axes. He could also pivot his weapon, and that would be a good choice for Rolana as well. So I like this play for Mitch. I like that he's just pivoting off. He's saying, hey, like, we don't have to stick it on this boss. It's not a priority just yet. Now we have Chris of the Academy, so it could be a pressing matter very, very soon. However, I do like this play for Mitch to get a little bit of map progress and just kind of progress in other directions, because he did go from bottles straight to Rolana, so he doesn't have
Mhm.
much map progression. While 8F has Shadowkeep unlocked already, right? So I don't know if Mitch knows it though, because Memory of Grace 300K is a very obscure square. There's not a whole lot that tells you what it could be.
Yeah.
Hippo is obviously a great contender of that based on the timing that it was marked on. But it looks like we have 8F here just collecting some Skidoo fragments, by the way, collecting some money, which is actually really smart, because I think his next play is going to be to head down to Rolana, or maybe climb the Shadow Keep for that Rykard and Mesmer pressure. Um, but yeah, just like setting up here is not a bad idea. Chris here in the academy going up to Red Wolf. Um, yeah, I mean, what do you think about the current game state? What do you think Mitch and Aggie's plan is to get back into this one?
I mean, it looks like that they're currently kind of focusing on a little bit of progression. Looks like Sacred Tears is coming out here for Aggie, grabbing some Sacred Tears real quick, and then going to maybe try and do Grail without status effects. I think is what he's currently aiming at, to really block out that diagonal early on. He doesn't want to deal with the possible 2 co-op squares, because that requires your whole team to commit to a block rather than just one person. You know, that is a lot more time wasted, because you're wasting 2 people's time, not just one player's time. So I think he's preemptively trying to take out these dragons now, while Chris and Adef might be looking at Renala and Rolana, maybe looking at column 5. I think this is the thing where they're just, like, again, continuously going to be applying pressure left and right as much as they can, for the sake of just really rocking the enemy team's mental. You know, being like, hey, respond, please respond. I sent you my square, please respond.
Oh, Chris goes down.
Yeah, a little greedy
Yeah.
there. Was out of stamina, couldn't roll.
Yeah. It looks like, yeah, I guess you're right. Aggie is going for that Grail without status effects. He's going to be up in the top left diagonal. While 8F here comes down to Castle Ensis from the back entrance to get the imbued sword key, and set up Rolana, while Mitch is setting up his Shadow Keep. Mitch is currently going for, I suppose, the Shadow Keep for Rykard and Mesmer, Yolan and Anna, Occultation as well. You need to unlock Church District if you want to give it to Queeline. So I think this is a smart play from Mitch as well, to just set up a bit and just, set up his map, because 8F did kill Hippo, so he did invest a lot of his time there. I think also we're kind of undervaluing Renala a bit on the base game side, because there is that Renala with 4 summons that I think we talked about in the pregame. So I feel like Aggie could have possibly contested on Renala, considering Chris did go for Commander O'Neill, but we will see how this turns out. I think Renala is actually really good here. Like I was saying in the pregame, like for these combined squares like Renala and Rolana, if you have a square that already has you in that direction killing that boss, I feel like there's no reason to not just go for that combined square.
Well, I think the reason why Aggie kind of sees this as a good opportunity too, though, is that this is money.
Yeah, that is true. This is a lot of money.
So I think he's like, you know what? I can get a block, but I can also go ahead and actually give myself a lot of money to really wield this weapon like I'm supposed to.
Yeah.
So I could totally see that being like the idea here.
Look at this damage on 8F screen, by the way, on Rolana.
It's juice,
big damage
dude.
from the Great Axe. Yeah, the frozen duelist Great Axe is kind of cooking.
I think the thing with like Falx is that Falx is a really, really good weapon. Like I know we said like, man, it's like a really huge pickup, and then all of a sudden 8F is just killing things left and right. But that truly is the case. It's just that it needs levels. Like once you get enough decks, like all of a sudden it just shreds. It really does. It's the missing money here, I think, for Mitch right now.
Wow,
that's giving him a
look
little
at
bit of
that
a hard
stagger.
time. Yeah, 8F having
Big
a really nice Rolana fight here right now. And Chris already on Renala. Like this is, again, they're communicating and they're getting to their fights at the exact same time. They're making sure that, nice reaction here from 8F.
Really nice dodges.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's like, hey, you know what? Okay, she's doing that. I gotta move close, because if I'm close, those things don't hit.
Yeah, that just shows the amount of time that he's put into these bosses. Like I was saying last night, I was super excited to see 8F play in the playoffs. Coming in, I think what tied for 4th place last season. I really wanted to see him in the playoffs this year, and it's really cool to see just how much he's improved over these past couple of years playing bingo. And you could really see it with these DLC fights.
Yeah.
Looks
Uh,
like Aggie, by the way, is going for the imbued sword key in Celia. I think they're looking at that square.
there it
Because Mitch did already
is.
grab his. And there's Rolana for ADEF. Wow, that's really impressive.
Yep. Imbued sword keys here. Aggie blocking out the diagonal, which is huge. Gets a lot of money, 73K currently in his bank account. Gets the imbued sword key as well. Renala phase 2 here right now for Chris. Has to wait out some of the summons at some point,
Yep.
but gets the moon attack first, so has to wait that out before she even summons to begin with. And this is interesting because this is going to be 2 squares then for Team Positive Vibes again, which is Renala Rolana and also Renala after summons for spirits. And here's the really interesting thing is that ADF got done first. So Aggie and Mitch could assume that the 300k Member of Grace could have still been Rolana because Chris is going to be marking Renala and Rolana.
Okay. Oh, I think this is really scary because Chris has like very, very little HP.
There's Dragon and Troll at the same time.
Yeah. Got
that is crazy.
The Karian army here out in full force.
What if she summons a third? I've never seen 2 summons out like this before, 2 separate ones. Oh, there we go. Yeah, the dragon has to do the stomp down and will vanish now.
That's 3. Okay. I have never seen her just summon in place like that. I feel like I always have to like walk up to her to summon, but
just gotta be careful. Oh, there we go. Laser beam doesn't hit.
Good dodge. Yep. And also on the bottom of your screen, by the way, Mitch is here opening up hinterlands for Blessings of Marika, I would have to assume. Also, Falling Star Beast. That's 4. That's 4 for Chris. That is 2 squares. Gonna be that diagonal square, bottom left, and row 3.
Yep. And that column 5 already.
Big pressure.
Looking juicy.
Boom, boom. Oh my. And we have a row 5 built up. We have a column 5 built up. We have column 4 and column 3 that now they have said, hey, deal with this. They've said that to Monkey Business here. So we'll see how they respond. But this is just insane pressure here from Positive Vibes. Like I love to see matches like this. Like we were talking about, this communication is just excellent. You can see they're on the exact same page. And like I said, I feel like they had a game plan going into this match. I feel like they prepped for this matchup. They prepped. They said, hey, Mitch and Aggie, they love these prep squares. They love to set up their characters. They love to do this. Let's just overwhelm them with pressure all over the board. I love this from Positive Vibes.
And here's the thing, though, is that Mitch already preemptively is like, he already was working on Blessings of America, and as soon as that Renala square was marked, he's like, yeah, okay, well, I'm already on the block anyways. And that's, I think is huge here, is like that foresight of being like, okay, like this is probably going to be a problem. I'm going to take this out before it even happens. And in the middle of it happening is like, yeah, I'm ready here. And I think that is a big thing as to why like Monkey Business is in the top 4 is like they have that foresight of being like, this could be a problem. Let me get rid of it before it actually becomes a problem. And as we can see, ADF is working on to getting into the backside of Shadowkeep, which Mitch already has had for the last 10 minutes. And Mitch here now, grabbing already the first 2 Blessings of America, going to go get the third, and will then also showcase, hey, I already have Hinterland access. I can already do some of these different things like Remembrance Boss Hitless on Gaius. And I think that's going to be, we're going to maybe see a shift here moving into the early game, like minute 30, 35, where all of a sudden it's going to be actually a lot of Monkey Business squares being marked.
Yeah, we'll see how this plays out. The whole goal of going for this early pressure and overwhelming and getting up by, they're up by 4 squares right now. The whole goal of this playstyle is to kind of rattle the enemy team's focus and just like overwhelm them with square. So like I think the reason why, like you said, that Monkey Business is in this top 4 and looking really, really good undefeated in the regular season is because they don't get rattled super easily by things like this, where like they're in situations where they're down by 4 squares. Like in our match versus Monkey Business, we were up by, I believe, the same amount, 4 or 5 squares. So they were able to even come back and win against us. So I think that's a great point that you brought up there, is that they have that tenacity and that foresight to say, hey, we're not out of this yet. Let's just play our game.
Yep.
We'll take priority over our squares, like you said, Mitch having complete control over hinterlands. And so it'll be interesting to see if maybe like Mitch can make a couple of good calls against ADF and say, hey, like, ADF is maybe setting up a Shadowkeep. Let's get this Blessing of Marika square now before it becomes a big issue. So does he need...
Wait, there it is. Oh, it
Is
needs
that the
Fort
square
Reprimand
or is
still.
that
He needs
okay?
Fort Reprimand
Okay,
still.
I see.
But yeah, Aggie here, by the way, already also calling the bluff a little bit. Seeing that Renala is marked, by the way, for Chris, he's like, you know what? I'm still going to go to Raya Lucaria because I'm going to get that imbued sword key. And he already has two. And so he's maybe thinking that they might be racing on it. Maybe he's hoping that they're racing on it because he already has been working on that from the Kaled one and also the Grafted Scion imbued grace. But Chris here actually not even going for it. Instead going for
good old Theo here.
good old big old Theo. Why is he
And
going
there's
for
that
Theo though?
blessing square.
Am I?
Is it
Oh,
the
kill a
fastest
Magma Worm
one?
boss. Kill a Magma Worm
Yeah.
boss, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And it's a lot of money.
That is true.
There is the Blessings of America. Yes, that's a really nice block here from Mitch, blocking out that bottom left, top right, and also blocking out row 2 and blocking out column 4. So that was a huge, huge square here for Team Monkey Business, 3-6 currently. And after this Red Wolf and killing it, and then also going for that imbued sword key, they're going to go for another corner square block that will also kind of give them a bit more space to work with here too.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a great block from Mitch. It's the best square you could have possibly gone for because it does block out 3 threats that we're building. What I'd love to see, though, from ADEF, if I'm ADEF, I'm going to go downstairs and get Mattingham. That's kind of my play because I would love to. There it is, man. We're in boss from Positive Vibes here. Like I said, I'm going downstairs because I would like to just push that column. I would like to push that column and say, hey, Mitch, you want to go for Zenesax, buddy? That kind of thing, right? So it's like you want to force them into squares they don't want to do, right? It's like, and there's also, row 5 building up, and we're really seeing the whole mind game of bluffing lines, going for lines, double bluffing, going for a line that you bluffed earlier. Like we're seeing that come into play here, and I would love to see Positive Vibes push one of these threats they have in row 5 or column 5. That'd be great to see.
I'm expecting possibly Spirit Ashes here, actually, from ADEF, as he is currently in the backside of Shadowkeep. He can get Fire Knight Hilda here. He can also, since he has Fort Reprimand, grab those Mesmer Soldier Ashes. He just needs one more after that. He could either go to Ancient Rao or some other locations that would, or even Hinterlands, I guess, in this case, if he really wants to, for those Finger Creeper Ashes, and knock out that, like, 4th square in row 5, and then all of a sudden it's just Remembrance Boss hitless. And then that could be Gaius, and then whatever Chris does.
Yeah, it looks like he's setting up either Gaius or going for Spirit Ashes right now, because both of which set up his row 5 play. I think we're going. Yes, this is the Fire Knight setup here, where you jump around this little rafter, and then you go and you do this little parkour across these beams right here. This will set you up for the elevator.
There it is, 4 imbued sword keys. That is now another
You get
square.
the diagonal block.
Yeah.
Wow, they have big diagonal presence in this game. Actually, they are like very, very efficient with their blocks, I would say. Like they're being very, very efficient with how they're using their time. And again, this is why they're in the top 4s, because they have great square selection and they know how to claw themselves back into a game. And I think we see Chris here going for, is this Falling Star Beast for the Somberstone Bell Bearings, by the way?
Yep.
I believe, yes. Okay, so we're seeing Chris going for Somberstone Bell Bearing, using the jaw of his fallen comrade. Kind of messed up if you ask me, but that's
does do bonus damage.
Does it do bonus damage to Falling Star Beast? Interesting.
Yes, because it's a gravity weapon.
Okay.
Yeah,
Very
all
cool.
gravity weapons do bonus damage to Estelles and Falling Star Beasts. Which
Interesting.
Is really cool. Nice stagger there. Jesus, that was fast. And
Yeah,
we have
he
all
does a
kill all
lot of
Falling Star
damage.
Beasts is on the board too. So row 1, column 4 is kill all Falling Star Beasts. So it works into the Somberstone Bell Bearings 1 and 2 square. That's
Very
exactly-
nice. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what Chris is going for right now. So Aggie here kind of setting himself up to be sniped a little bit. Sadly, a little bit behind on this Somberstone Bell Bearing square, but maybe going to hold on to that anyways for killing all Falling Star Beasts. So it's not a complete waste of time. Not going for ladder skip. That's surprising. I guess he just doesn't want to waste his time on that. Just goes around instead. Loses a couple seconds here.
This Somber 2 Bell Bearing, is that from Altus Tunnel? Is that from this one here in Altus Plateau, the one by the worm face and the
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
That's the one with the double crystallion.
Yeah. Okay. So we do see Chris going for the Somberstone Bell Bearing square. I mean, it does progress their column 3. What I do worry is that, again, Monkey Biz gets a huge block here. If they go for the Hitless Remembrance square, they can block out the column 3 and the row 5. And I feel like that's going to be what they end up going for. So I do hope that they know, at least, they do need to set up this Remembrance hitless square, right? Because I feel like what ends up happening with these big line plays that players go for is that the other team goes for like the best block possible. They end up getting that block, and then the flips or the script flips, right? And it's like, now they're in the driver's seat. So I really do hope that if they're gonna push this line, they do put presence on that hitless remembrance, because like we said, Mitch has Gaia set up, right? So that's already one right there. We do see Adaf finishing up the Spirit Ashes square though, because he's going to grab the Scorpion, and then he's going to possibly grab the Fort of Reprimand Spirit Ash, I would say.
Yeah, I think that's what Mitch is doing though as well. He's currently on the base of Ancient Route. I think he's going to be grabbing
He's going for the bird.
Legendary Ornus. Yeah, I think he's grabbing that as
okay.
an Ash, and he might be actually ahead of Adaf potentially here.
He has Reprimand already. I think. I don't know if he grabbed the He must have grabbed the Ash already, because he did grab the money. So I think he may have grabbed the Ash while he was grabbing the money. So it'd be the bird, and then I guess the Fire Knight. Did he grab the Fire Knight already?
I don't think Mitch did. I think Adaf might have.
Yeah, I think Adaf did for sure. But yeah, it looks like Mitch here is going for the Divine Warrior, while Chris here is fighting the Crystallians for the Somberstone Bell Bearing. Look how nicely this one's waiting around, by the way, for Chris to be done with his friend.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Very nice of him.
Messed up the AI for that.
It looks like Aggie's going for the same play, though. So like you said,
Yep.
I think this is a complete snipe from Positive Vibes here.
And
Big
should
damage.
be marked just in a bit here. And yeah, we have Mitch here grab Ornus and go straight towards Fort Reprimand. Now there it is. Somberstone Bell Bearings 1 and 2 for the base game players. Aggie just nodding his head, being like, okay, well, he kind of maybe expected it, but was hoping that maybe he would get it. But that at the very least gives him some information that, that Falling Star Beast is also dead for Chris. Mitch here grabbing the Iris of Occultation just in case they needs that for later. Grabbing the Spirit Ashes as well. And he needs one more Spirit Ash now. And the question is where? Oh, he is going to go into Shadowkeep here. The Loft and grab Fire Knight Hilda. Adaf just grabbed the Scorpion
Adaf has
Ashes.
Reprimand. He has Reprimand, so I think he's going to get the square.
Oh, yeah. I think he's got it. Wow.
All he's got to do is jump down the Spirit Spring. And then he's... I guess you can go downstairs. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, again, this is a double snipe, it looks like, because he's going to snipe Mitch on the Spirit Ashes. This is crazy. And it looks like Chris, by the way, is setting up Stormhill for, I believe, Godric hitless. So I think we're going for row 5 here. There it is.
There
Boom.
it is. Wow.
So if you're Mitch, you're porting right to Gaius, right? Yeah, you're just doing hitless Gaius. Yeah. Okay.
You go to Gaius right now. Yeah.
I would say Gaius and Mesmer are going to be on Mitch's to-do list for the next couple minutes or so. We'll see what he ends up doing. I think you can actually get 2 Gaius from here, but he's trying to just break combat, I think, because he's just trying to warp out. Aggie here starting up Tibia Mariners, by the way. Gonna possibly be looking to promote their row 4 because Mitch did grab the Occultation Iris.
I'm not sure what Mitch is doing. I think he's lost.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's just trying to warp away. Because...
No, he's trying to drop down. Because he keeps healing. Okay, he's going towards Mesmer right now. He was just trying to figure out where the door was, I think. Adaf porting back to Castle Ensis for some reason. I'm not sure as to why just yet. Oh, he's going for the Death Knight here. Okay, so they are looking at column 3 here. Chris and Adaf are like, you know what? We could do column 3. Chris going to go for Godric here. And yeah, now Team Positive Vibes is really in the driver's seat as Team Monkey Business has to really figure out how to deal with a potential row 5 bingo, or if anything, also on top of that, a column 3.
Yeah, so like I was saying before, I believe this is a bluff, and I think they're just trying to get squares out of this because I don't see Adaf going towards anything hitless. I mean, I would say with the Duelist Great Axe, Mesmer's not gonna happen. That's just my opinion. I don't think Colossals work very well for Mesmer for hitless. He could go towards Gaius, but again, I think this is kind of a little bit of a bait, the hitless Remembrance Square, because they're just going to try to get squares out of this. We're going to see Death Knight. We're going to possibly see, and we have Chris going towards Godric. That is kind of just hitless. But yeah, I mean, I do hope that they keep in mind that if they're gonna go for hitless remembrance bosses, they have to kind of pull the trigger on it because it is a very good block for monkey business here. It'd be a very, very good block to get because it blocks 2 lines.
This is really interesting. So Adolf is going for Death Knight right now. Mitch is going for Iris of Occultation instead. I guess because they're worried here. Also, that's what I was about to say. Positive Vibes, I think, is seeing like, oh, you know what? If they do get the block on column 3, they could start pushing that row 4, and that'd be a big problem for them as well. So just, you know, instead of going for their line right away, which they still kind of are, they're also trying to preemptively block every single line first and go for majority.
Look at this Falx, by the way, from Mitch here.
Nice.
Wow, that is crazy. Yeah,
Nice.
I do think the play from Monkey Business that, hey, like, we're kind of behind right now. Let's go for row 4 and be sneaky about it, because Mitch picked up Occultation on his way for Spirit Ashes, and if he does get that square, then it is kind of a bit of a worry for Positive Vibes. Like, hey, like, we need to get one of these squares. So I do think the reason why AF is going for Death Knight is, again, like you said, they're a bit scared of the diagonal, I would say.
Yep.
Or not the diagonal, sorry, the row. But yeah, it looks like Mitch here is kind of committing to Queeline. Again, Falx did a lot of work. Oh, it's a big stagger on Godric on the top right of your screen.
Yeah, that's going to be,
should be hitless.
Godric.
That was hitless. Yep.
There's a little bit of red missing, but that's from him traveling to the fight. For anyone in chat's going to be like, oh, he got hit. He got hit. He didn't get hit.
Yeah, and as we see Adef heading down towards the Death Knight, this should be the final elevator towards Death Knight. I wonder if Chris is going to go for a second hitless remembrance or instead work on something else. He is going for Inner Aeon, so that could mean Radon. And then we'll just see like Gaius from Adef. But first we have Death Knight on your screen from Adef. I wonder how he wants to fight him, because usually like the way that you fight Death Knight is very dependent on your playstyle. I personally don't take riposte on Death Knight. I like to just jump R2 when he's staggered on the ground like that, because it kind of knocks him back. You could also backstab loop him like this. So it's interesting to see like how, you know, everyone fights Death Knight. It's kind of interesting. I do think this fight has a lot of depth to it, personally. As you can see, the big charge 2 damage, the big jump R2 damage. We're looking out for the one attack though that is this one right here. This one's very, very scary.
Yeah, lots of damage.
I don't like that one. Yeah. But yeah, he should be good for now, for a little bit. I think that attack goes in cooldown for a tiny bit when he uses it.
And Aggie here is working Tibia Mariners, by the way. So I'm a little confused, for sure.
About the play from Monkey Business here? Like,
yeah, they're going for Iris of Occultation, Tibia Mariner.
Yeah.
Over going for Remembrance Bosses hitless right now, like, which I think is like a really big threat. Yeah,
I feel like both of those 2 squares are higher priority, in my opinion, at least. Oh, Adef gets grabbed. Death Knight's gonna heal almost a full. That's crazy.
Yep.
Wow.
And this might be a possible death here from Adef. He has to be really careful. He is running low on flasks. He's currently at 4 flasks now. There it is.
And Aggie goes down to Tibia Mariner. Aggie gets, I think, skeleton. He got like the skeleton arm. Wow.
There's the Iris. This tells Adef, okay, I got time on this Death Knight. Let me just like take it slow. There is the Rot on the Death Knight now too. That's big. So he gets the stagger here. He gets the Rot proc. Should get the Frost proc again here in just a moment. So Mitch here, definitely behind. Even if Adef dies,
wow.
he's got a lot of time. Adef has a lot of time here.
Yeah, and even if Adef does take a death here, like, it's just wasting more of Mitch's time, which is just insane to think about. That Mitch has been in this position a lot of times this game where like he just picks a square that ends up, and there's Death Knight.
That Frost proc was huge.
It's not worst case for Mitch because he can warp away. Worst case would be if he grabbed the Grace, then went into the Catacomb. So it's not the worst. If I'm Mitch, I'm going right towards Gaius, right towards Mesmer. I have to go for hitless remembrances right now. And it looks like Adef knows that. Adef is realizing that. And we're going to see, by the way, Falx versus Rotten Great Axe. I really want to see how this looks on Gaius, because like we were talking about, Falx is a great weapon. However, a lot of the DLC bosses are very slash resistant. So we're going to see how this weapon works for Gaius. I'm really curious, honestly. The bleed is very good on it as well. And look at that's not a lot of damage. That's not a lot of damage. This is gonna
Give
be
it
a
some time. Give it
long
some
fight.
time. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, well, he's also missing. Yeah, the damage is not great here at all. I wonder where his Skidoo level's at. It's got to be really low.
It's got to be just like the Gaius like slash resist. I mean, give him a minute to stack up the Winged Sword Insignia and the Thorny Crack tier. Just give him a minute to cook with that. That will cook in a minute here. Also, the bleed procs coming in will
It's
also
not
be
bad. It's actually not that bad. There's the stagger.
That's not bad. I will
proc.
say, though, with Chris already on his second Hitless Remembrance, I will say that I don't know if Mitch is the limiting factor here. I feel like it's going to be Aggie not working towards a Hitless Remembrance boss.
Yep. He has to go for just one. Chris here already on his second on Radon right now. And we have Adef here. Going to be doing Gaius in just a moment. Going to be grabbing that Skidoo fragment first real quick. And then, yeah, we're going to see possibly...
Yeah, there's the Falx right there, by the way.
A row 5 bingo, dude.
There's the damage. Mitch has stacked up his Winged Sword Insignia, the Thorny Crack tier, and I believe Blade of Mercy, as he always ends up grabbing. Aggie goes on again!
Oh,
Aggie had a bit of a Tibia Mariner incident, and I believe Chris on top right of your screen just killed Radon hitless. So this square is Adef's to claim. Adef can win the game right now. And it looks like Mitch just killed Gaia, so it's 1-2 now for Hitless Remembrances, guys. It is 1-2. This is Adef's game to win. I am so excited to see how this gets turn out. Oh my god.
I think this might just be a row 5 bingo here from Team Positive Vibes. They're going to be taking that match 1.
Oh, that damage is really good. Yeah, that damage is really good. Like, even just the rolling attack, and that's not even with rot built up.
I don't like that dodge. That scared me. That dodge
Yeah,
is
I feel
scary.
like everyone dodges this boss differently. I feel like everyone's got different techniques. Nice, dodging the kick.
Okay,
that kick, you can kind of stand to the side right there. I'm not super worried about the kick.
Big stagger.
Good riposte. Very, very good riposte. And like I said, like the Rotten Great Axe here is put in work, man.
Yep.
Like, wow, that's crazy. Gotta watch out for the kick here. Yep.
Yeah, this
nice,
might.
roll.
Why? I don't understand why Aggie's so focused on the tibia here.
Yeah, now that the Death Knight square is claimed, I'm not really sure why as well. I feel like now it's work on Hitless Remembrances if you're Aggie. But okay, here comes phase 2 for Adef. If he can get another stagger here, that's huge.
He's got rot going like crazy right now too. This is going to be a stagger in just a bit. Rolling R1. Oh. Yep, there it is.
Nice. Big.
Should be another frost proc here in just a moment too.
Yep.
Chris working on Falling Star Beasts. Charged R2. Very nice. There's the frost proc.
Frost proc. Come on.
Yep. Looking like a GG's here for Team Positive Vibes. Match 1. There's the mark.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Boom! That's crazy. Adef clutching it out here for Positive Vibes.
Very nice.
And it looks like Monkey Business took their first loss of the season.
I don't know why they ignored it as much as they did. I don't understand. I really don't.
Wow.
That was yeah.
I am in shock. A little bit in shock, honestly. They saw that threat building for a while too. Like,
yeah, they had
saw that Hitless Remembrance threat. They saw the Death Knight.
They definitely. I think they were just worried. I think they were worried that that was just bait and that Positive Vibes is just going to go constantly for other squares, and that they're just like falling into a time sink.
Yeah, I mean, wow, dude, what a great game from Positive Vibes though. Like,
oh, 100%.
I feel like this can't be understated. Like like I said, I think they prepped for the matchup. I think they had to have gone in the room and been like, hey, like, this is how they play. This is how we want to play against Monkey Business, and they just executed.
Hot damn. All right, well, let's go ahead. We'll go to a quick 5 to 10 minute break here. Give the players a little bit of reset time to really shake off this first match for both teams to not think about this board anymore. Because when you do matches back to back, sometimes you're like, oh god, I did do this right, or was that last match? I don't remember. So giving them like 5 to 10 minutes here to kind of like reset here to go into match 2 in just a moment. We'll be right back. But geez, what a first match! What a first match!
What a match!
All right, sit tight, chat. Go ahead and get yourself some drinks, get yourself some snacks. We'll be right back here with match number 2 in just a bit. Oh, hold on. Wrong one. Give me a second. Hold on, chat. Hey, how you doing, chat? How you doing, guys? Sheesh. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? All right, there we go. All right. See you guys in a bit. welcome back, guys. Welcome back to the second match of today. Kind of crazy, dude. Kind of crazy. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
First match ready over here for Positive Vibes, taking them round one. We're going into round two. How do we feel about that first match?
I am still kind of reeling a bit from that match. I really didn't think we were going to see the sort of like dominance that was displayed by Positive Vibes. Like they just kind of were up 4 squares and then never let go of that lead. I think what contributed to a lot of that was some snipes on, you know, the side of Mitch and Aggie. I feel like they went for squares that maybe I don't know if they just weren't going for the right squares or if they're getting sniped or what the problem was there. But it really just felt like Positive Vibes were on the same page. And I think that's the difference. I think that was the difference maker, was the communication was on point and they were always on the same page. Like you never saw one combined square being left on the board for too long. It was always the other one cleaning it up as soon as one did their part of the square. And just very, very clean execution as well. And I'm hoping for a game 3, honestly. I'm hoping that Monkey Business can bounce back. They have a new game plan. I hope that they can recognize what went wrong in the first game and they could fix that. And I'm just hoping for a game 3, honestly, because this I could do this all day. I could watch bingo like this all day.
Yeah, I definitely think we can go to game 3, 100%. I think this was a bit of a I think the early game did not go the way Monkey Business wanted and maybe deflated them a little bit too much to where they're like, whatever. I could see how they were also thinking that the whole 3 Remembrance Bosses hit list was a bluff, and that's why Aggie was going for Tibia Mariners, because they would have progressed column 5. And he was like, you know what, they're probably just trying to like create more threats. They're not actually going to go for the threat. So let me go ahead and like try and stop the threats from happening first, and then I can put out this fire. And so that's where that Tibia Mariner square was constantly being like forced, I think. And then I think they're just caught off guard by the actual commitment to that line.
Yeah, I mean, I think they may have been a bit too far behind on the Hitless Remembrance bosses anyway. Yeah. So I'm not sure if that would have made a big difference. But
let's go check in on the players here. They should be all ready to go. Looks like we have the Vagabond classes with Omen Killer Cleaver and that's Omen Killer.
Is that a Cleaver dual wield weapon? That's like the Omen Cleaver, right? Or like the weapons the Omens use.
Oh, sorry, yeah, Omen Cleaver, not Omen Killer. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
and
Omen
there's Cleaver,
like
and then the
sort of
Gargoyle
wax blade.
Gargoyle Greatsword.
I see.
All right, well, let's see that we can get this countdown started. Players are set up and ready to go. Match number 2 here. Ooh, while I have the moment, I can add this real quick. Blanks, what do you expect from this board?
What do I expect from this board? Yes. I would love to see another one of those boards that has like big like remembrance synergy, like Romina and Melania, Sunflower and Fire Giant. Like I want to see squares like that.
All right, we have a lot of base game cluttered in one area on the board here. Center square being unique. A DLC, not base game. Kill 2 unique Curseblade Assassins as a rush center square. That is going to be tough. Ancient Dragon Senesax is on here. Kill Logar is on here. We have Midra. We have Rolana. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit of tough, I think, for the DLC players to pick what they want to rush first.
Yeah. I have never seen a board with this just like cluster of DLC squares, like in almost like a Tetris block shape. Like I've never really seen them so clustered together like that. So I'm honestly kind of curious to see how they're gonna game plan for this one. As you can see, center square is Curseblade Assassins. There's also Oil of Renal. That's another one on the same diagonal. And Logar as well. I think those 3 are gonna be pretty big priority squares for the first couple minutes of the match. And then as we move on later, it'll be like Drain the Water with the Death Mask and Winged Serpent Helm. Rolana could also be taken out early, honestly, because there's Remembrance bosses on the board. Renala and Rolana, as we see, almost always. And again, I think we did get some of those. We did get what we asked for. Some of those like Remembrance synergies, like Mesmer and Rykard, Renala, Rolana, and Star Scourge and Commander Gaia. So we did see actually a lot of synergies there, which is kind of cool.
Also, acquire 7 different remembrances is on there, so that all funnels into that one big square too. So this is going to be a really interesting board, especially for I guess for both sides. Honestly, But we do have kill 3 duo trio bosses, which we haven't seen in a while. Kill 5 watchdogs for the base game players here. And, oh, here's a big thing. Kill 3 cemetery shades and complete 3 catacombs. So that's going to be really interesting because that is a bit of a double up there. So I think, honestly, you see the rush of, unique Curse Blade Assassins. I think this might be a little bit of... I don't know, a bit of a time waste, actually. That row 5 can be really mean, where you just rush, drain the water, and then you have your base game player go for Cemetery Shades and Catacombs, which are not that hard to deal with.
Bosses too. Like that, there's a Shade and Limgrave, so that's also a Limgrave boss.
Yeah.
I see 2 routes this game could go. We have about like 30 seconds, by the way, till the match starts. I have like 2 routes that I see. I see the one route of like Curse Blades, Oil of Renah, Loger, etc. And the other one is like Renala, Rolana, Rykard, Mesmer, Gaius, Radon, 7 Remembrances or whatever, Godric's Great Rune. I see like 2 different routes. One is more rush oriented, one is more controlled. And we'll see which routes these players will take. We got about like 10 seconds till the match starts. I'm very, very excited for this one, Domo. I don't know about you.
I'm excited just in general. I'm hoping for a game 3. I'll be more excited if there's a game 3. A game 3, I'd be very, very excited. Here we go. Countdown hits and doors should be opening. There we go. And yeah, this is going to be really interesting. We'll see exactly what these... I think the focus right now is on the DLC players first because they have early rush stuff. They're both going to be going for that... what's this one? What's this grace called again? This first one that they're going for? I always forget.
3-path cross.
Is that 3-path?
Yeah, this is 3-path cross coming up here in a minute. By the Great Katana check.
Yeah, they might do Great Katana the check this time.
Yeah, I think both players ignored it last match. There was just like stuff in Roundtable that was usable, which worked out for them. Do you think that these players are going to go for Curse Blade Assassins first? Do you think that'll be the first square in the board marked for DLC players?
I think one of them. I think the same way Adif dealt with it last time with the larval tears. No, sorry, not the larval tears, but the perfumed bottles, where he just didn't go for it. I think this might happen again to where he's like, you know what? I'm not even going to get a weapon set up to deal with the Curse Blades. I'm just going to go straight for Drain the Water instead. I could totally see that being a thought here from Team Positive Vibes. I could see Mitch, because he likes the most efficient things, that it's kind of like he has to go for that. Like, that's just his...
That's definitely his play style, for sure.
Yeah, it is the most efficient. I have to go for the most efficient thing. And we see him going across the Eli Great Bridge right now, while Adif is actually going for Savage Lion's Claw, and then maybe also doing a Great Katana check here this time around. It looks like he is going to go for it. And so we might see Mitch here rushing Skidoo Altus, and then maybe checking Round Table, get a weapon set up, and then going straight for those Curse Blade Assassins. I'm not sure yet.
Yeah, it looks like Adif here is veering off the main path. He's going for the Katana check. Okay. I do think Mitch's line is definitely... Oh, wow, that's...
Starline
That's
Sword.
not something you want to see. Yeah, you don't want to see that. So that's a bit of a time sink for Adif for sure. And also, on the base game side of things, the starting classes actually are different, by the way. Aggie opting for that Morning Star, while Adif is opting for the good old Flamberge. So... a little bit of a difference there. Adif here is checking Round Table. He sees Zamor Curve Sword.
Death's Poker.
He sees Death's Poker. I feel like these are all kind of weapons that you have to know how to use them.
Yeah. Also, Chris's internet's just taking a shit right now. I don't know what the hell is happening.
So, honestly, these weapons, like, I don't know if either player likes these. Like, it looks like Adif is not really a fan of what he's seeing. He's going to upgrade the Starline Sword, I think. I think he's just going for that. And I honestly can't blame him, because as a certified Death's Poker hater, I just don't see the value in using that weapon in the DLC. I think in the base game, it's great. It does its job very, very well. I think in the DLC, Death's Poker is kind of a trap in a way, because bosses just do not cooperate from my experience with it. So yeah, we'll see how the Starline Sword does turn out, because I don't think we've really ever seen it being used in a match before. So
I don't think it's that bad. I don't know why people are like so thrown off by it, I guess. I don't know.
Does it deal frostbite damage?
No, it has bleed buildup like every other katana.
Okay.
There we go. Chris is back. Okay, Chris is just really behind. I did refresh his stream, but he's still only at Melina, so I'm not sure what happened.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if it's still his
either.
stream behind. I'm not sure what exactly is happening here.
Looks like he's going towards Inner Consecrated Snowfield. He's going for Ordina Town for some money, I guess. As Mitch here is dropping down to Fort Reprimand. Like we said, Mitch loves those efficient plays. He really likes to be efficient with his time that he's spending. He is also going to enter Roundtable, and we're gonna see what he chooses. I don't know if he likes anything else either. He might opt for the poker. I don't know if he's used it very much. But he's in for a surprise, honestly, because nothing here is really, yeah. There's like Obsidian Lamina, Curved Sword. Yeah, look, he's also puzzled. He's like, what's going on here? Like, what? He's
What's the best option? Yeah.
He's gonna use Death's Poker. We're gonna see how that works out. I don't know exactly how it's gonna work out because, like I said, I think it's a bit of a trap, but maybe he'll surprise us. Looks like here Adef is just now heading towards Heolier. Honestly, I don't mind this line of going towards instead of going for Crisp Blades, you go for Loger, and then you go for Oil of Renah, and you set yourself up on column 2. I don't hate that because it also blocks like 2 squares surrounding the Crisp Blade square. So if I'm Adef, I might be looking for Oil of Renah and / or Loger. But he has a weapon set up, so I do think that killing is on the board, or on his mind, I guess, for some of the bosses on this board. There also is Drain the Water, which we don't really see much, I would say, in these matches. But it doesn't really progress a whole lot besides getting you closer towards Gaius, closer towards Remembrance bosses, Mesmer, etc. But as we mentioned in pregame, there's a massive cluster of DLC squares in this left side of your screen. So I really don't know which direction. I think both players are just trying to like figure out what the other player wants to do before they move on, right? Like I feel like they're kind of just like, you do something. Okay, no, you do something. Like
yeah, this is very much all over
around.
the place right now. Yeah, Aggie here did kill Margit. Currently has Stormveil access, looking to maybe restore Godric's Great Rune really early on as a corner square.
Yeah, that would be a really good one that progresses Remembrance bosses as well. And also just really good presence on the board.
And also, I mean, if you're gonna restore it, you do get 40 extra levels.
May as well use it.
Yeah. Any weapons that you maybe are looking at. This does help out a lot. So I'm assuming that's what he's looking at right now. I don't mind that plan at all. Especially with kill 6 Limgrave bosses, that does work out. Chris here going to be going for Urchery Burial Watchdogs.
Also, it looks like Aggie marked 1 Limgrave boss. I don't know if that's an accident or not, but it looks like he has 1 already. Oh, gotcha. Okay, so that's 2. Yeah, 2 in Limgrave. Once he kills Godric, and then Cemetery Shade. That's another one. And then I guess Watchdog could be another one as well. So Aggie here is probably gonna get ahead on Limgrave bosses, I would say, unless Chris wants to as well go for that same square.
Yeah, Aggie also picking up the painting here inside Stormveil. Really not a bad idea at all.
Yeah, so I'm actually kind of liking Stormveil this game. This is kind of a nice little play here to come here early. I feel like Aggie is a big fan of these like.
Adif is using Starline Sword.
Yeah, he's going for it.
Committing
he is
to it.
going for the good old On's weapon because he didn't like anything in Roundtable. I'm really interested to see how this performs for Mitch and for Adef. Honestly, if I was either of them, I would have waited till the Bonnie Great Axe check to commit because usually there's something good there. Last match was Omen Killer Cleaver, but we'll see if Mitch ends up checking it for a weapon, maybe set up later. I believe Chris here, you said this Urchery Burial Watchdog, the Stormfoot Catacomb. Okay. Mitch, you're going for Curse Blades, by the way. Center square.
Yep.
Let's see how the poker works out. I don't think it's going to be very good, but
I think you already killed one of them.
Big damage.
This is the second one already, I think.
Really? Okay. Honestly,
nice.
I'm liking the damage. Not bad at all.
Not bad at all.
Yeah. There's a Curse Blade.
Oh, no, that's
okay,
one.
Now going for Graveslight Plane now, I would assume, for the second one. That one's way squishier as well. Poker looking nice, I guess. First impression is looking pretty nice. I have not really seen it much in the DLC.
Not bad one bit. Godric here for Aggie. Not big damage though. That's pretty rough damage. Rushing the Godric here, I think, is an interesting play because yeah, it gives you that corner square. It gives you Limgrave bosses, and it also gives you obviously that stat buff. And on top of that, it gives you money that you can use early on here. Obviously, you do get the money from High Tree if you really want to as well. But at the very least, it still kind of puts you in a nice position to where you might potentially be able to then like move into the late game a lot easier. There it is.
And there's a curse plays, by the way, for Mitch. There it is. Deathspoker looking pretty nice so far, actually. I may have eaten my words. It could be really, really good here for the DLC.
How do they taste?
Oh, they taste fantastic, like a five course meal, one could say. Aggie here getting roasted by the dragon arm, the grafted dragon. And it looks like Chris here is also trying to race on those Limgrave bosses, by the way. I think he's in Weeping right now for the other Burial Watchdog down here in Impaler's Catacombs.
Yep.
And that should be Godric from Aggie. But yeah, I think Chris is going to be ahead on... See, here's where I don't know about Deathspoker, by the way. Is here on Loger. I don't know how this... Aggie almost gets roasted!
That's insane. That was... He had 1 HP. He really did.
Oh my days. And Mitch here on the bottom of the stream going for Loger. Loger kind of burning on the carpet here.
Oh yeah, and now Adif is looking for Loger too. Can't seem to find him. He's located. He's just looking through the forest, being like, "Hey, where is Loger? Where is Loger? I can't see him." And Mitch here currently still fighting him. Mitch almost dying to Loger here.
For heals, okay.
Loger can really get out of hand here for sure.
So risky.
There it is.
Oh, he gets Loger. He's down for Mitch.
That's wow. Yeah, Monkey Business now kind of flipping the script here compared to match 1.
Wow. Okay.
Adif here couldn't find Loger.
Couldn't find him. He's like, hey, I couldn't find him anyway. So let's just move on from that.
Wow. So now 2-0 for Monkey Business right now. Match 2 looking very different from match 1. Very much setting the early game here now, getting the curse plays, getting Loger here. And now, honestly, if you go for Rolana, that row 3 area looks juicy enough as it is.
Yeah.
Could really...
It looks like Mitch is going for Skidoo fragments over here, and could also potentially kill the Black Knight here for a check. Great hammer check. Looks like he's going to move on from that. Yeah, Chris here going for the Impaler Catacomb Watchdog. What do we think about row 5 though for positive vibes? Do we think that's like that's something to look at? Because it looks like Adef here is going towards Bonnie Village.
It's still a possibility, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, could also check the Great Axe check down here in Bonnie.
Chris dealing with the imps here in the Watchdog fight is always got to be rough here, but I think he has taken care of all of them now. He gets to do the fight normally, +0 Flamberge. Doing some nice work here. And yeah, Aggie going to go ahead after that Godric kill, going to go straight for the Divine Tower, going to be restoring Godric's Great Rune. This does take a while. It's going to take him at least another 2 minutes just to get there and activate it. But that's going to be a nice big square here for Team Monkey Business, and show that they also have a Remembrance boss in their pocket already.
Yeah. I do think that Monkey Business has to be careful about this sneaky row 5 because it looks like Chris is a bit ahead on Limgrave bosses. Also could do the Knight's Cav down here in Weeping. That could also be a Limgrave boss to do. I think he's going to go for the Cemetery Shade, though. Oh, no. Chris here dying doing the skip in Weeping. I don't know what happened there. I did that skip plenty of times. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either. Maybe just jumped up from a little too high. Rolana here, though, from Adef now. He's going to go and try and deal with Rolana on Starline Sword. I don't think that's a good idea.
About that.
Yeah, it's got magic on that katana, and on top of that, it's like the shortest katana.
Slash damage, yeah.
So the range is not too great either. Like, I really wonder if this is going to play out. I mean, he has been practicing Lana a lot, so this might not be as bad as it seems, but I do feel like this might be a little rough / going to be a long fight.
Yeah, and I mean, I understand the thought process because you kind of are down 2 squares in that row. There's Godric's Great Rune from Aggie, and it looks like he's heading downstairs for some upgrades potentially.
Chris kind of thrown off by that. Yeah, he's like, I wasn't really expecting that. I was expecting possibly Cemetery Shades here, but instead sees the Restore Godric's Great Rune. Now the diagonal here, top left, bottom right, it's looking not too bad. He got Kill Garank on the board. Starscourge Radahn and Commander Gaius and Perfumed Oils of Rana. We have Mitch already on the backside of Shadowkeep as well, by the way. He is ahead of Adif now on that backside. And we can drain the water here. We can go
that blocks out row 5.
Commander Gaius. And if anything, he can drain the water and then go straight for Oil of Rana if he really wanted to. But that diagonal is looking really scary here. Monkey Business might be making a really nice line here.
Yeah, absolutely. I really feel like Adaf should have pulled the trigger on draining this water probably a couple minutes ago, because now that Mitch is already here, he's probably going to claim that square. And then that row 5 is kind of, just not really going to work out for positive vibes here. There is still a plan. There's still a rebound. Chris is going for the Cemetery Shade here, and possibly going for the Watchdogs as well. So he'll have Catacombs, he'll have Cemetery Shades, and potentially Watchdogs, which could be nice. And then also there's Ranella R'Lana. Didn't see if Adef, by the way, checked the Great Axe in Bonnie Village. That could have been a potential weapon to use on R'Lana, but I don't know if he checked it.
Yeah, I guess Adef just grabbed the Grace for R'Lana and then pivoted over.
Mm-hmm.
Cemetery Shade here for Chris. Very quick fight. Obviously, Cemetery Shades do not have a lot of health at all. There we go. That's a second Cemetery Shade, I believe, and third Catacombs
here. Yep. Catacombs is now claimed, which gets them on row 5. However, it does tell Mitch, hey, I can just block out the road right away. I'm literally right here.
Yep.
So
and look at the column 3 then. If they do block that out, they have kill Ancient Dragon Senesax and kill 3 dragons or drakes on that same column 3. That would be really interesting here. Knight's Calves already here from Aggie. And yeah, they might be looking at that row 3, column 3 type of like push. That center square is pulling a lot of weight right now.
Yeah, it really is. And I really do feel like this is a result of Mitch having the knowledge to say, hey, I actually really like Death's Poker. I'm going to use it for Curse Blades and for Logra. It ended up being way faster than usual. So I think it's a bit of a knowledge diff here. There's in the water from Mitch. Yeah, it really just feels like Mitch was in a position where he has a weapon that he's comfortable with. And Adef, at the start of the match was kind of like scratch his head, like, I don't know if I like any of these weapons. So, yeah, we'll see how Adef responds. He's going for R'Lana, it looks like, right now.
Yeah, he's like, okay, I missed out on that. Let me go for R'Lana instead. He was definitely going to go for Drain the Water. Here's the interesting thing. Literally every single early game square, Mitch got every single early game square and not punished. It's kind of shocking a little bit, I would say, that he got all of those. And here we go. He's going to be working towards the helmets now. Acquire Death Helm, the Death Masks.
Yeah. Again, like we always say, Mitch loves those efficient plays, the most optimal play available to him. And hey, I drained the water. Let me just go for this Death Mask really quick instead of coming back later. And then he's not being punished for it. And that's the problem, is that if you don't get punished for, kind of comboing those squares together, that's when you really start losing fast. Is when you don't get punished for doing things like that. But Adef here, the damage is not looking terrible.
On the riposte, it's not because it's pierce damage, but yeah.
Yeah. For the Starline Sword, not looking that bad with the Charger 2s, honestly. That's not the worst damage I've seen. What I will say, though, is that Phase 2 will be a different story, because Phase 2 R'Lana is very, very scary. She gets much more aggressive. He's doing a great job, though, I would say. He's doing a great job of setting the tone and fighting her at a pace that seems good enough for now. We'll see how Phase 2 goes, but this pace seems all right for now. And the second stagger should be going into Phase 2 here momentarily for Adef, while Chris in the top of your screen is going for Knight's Calves with that Frost Grease on the Flamberge. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this game is obviously in Monkey Business's favor in its current state. It could change on a dime, though. If Chris gets Knight's Calves and if he gets Watchdogs, and then Adef is working on R'Lana R'Nala, I feel like this could be a potential column 4 to look out for.
Yeah, that is true. But do see here that Mitch is working towards what seems to be the dragons now. He's going towards Ancient Dragonman here. He is seeing
Yeah, they want
exactly what I
that
pointed
column
out, that column
3.
3 looking kind of juicy here. Celia Town here for Aggie. So he's looking at possibly, because he does have the mace, he's going to grab the painting here and then maybe also look at doing the Pichu Castilian trio. Grab that
Yeah,
grace up top.
that is possible.
Because it is a strike damage weapon. The mace here is really not bad.
Yeah.
For that fight specifically. So this could be really dangerous column 3 here for Monkey Business.
Here comes the twin moons from Rolana here. They're doing a great job.
Didn't know it was New Year's. Balls are dropping already.
2 of them even. That's crazy.
That was crazy.
First time I heard about that. But yeah, as you can see, Rolana here is getting very, very aggressive. That's one thing to be careful of when you get into this phase 2 is that, yeah, your damage might be really good and all, but once phase 2 comes, it's, good luck ever hitting the boss. Wow, Adef here taking down Rolana with...
Nope.
Never mind.
He thought that that was the last hit and opened up his menu for some reason. I think for Gold Horde Tender.
That was so scary. Okay. Adef taking down Rolana. That is really impressive.
Yeah,
wow.
Really nice. Really, really nice block on that row 3.
I gotta say, Dom, Adef is kind of like coming out of nowhere with just killing these bosses on low skidoo. Like, I don't know what's going on today, but Adef's got something. Maybe something is Cheerios today.
He's been practicing. He's been practicing.
Yeah, I mean, it's really showing through. I am very, very impressed right now.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Really nice.
Well,
oh, Chris here going for Demi-Human Chiefs, by the way. It's going to be his last Limgrave boss. He does have 5 Limgrave bosses already, so this is his 6th one that's going to be happening here.
Yeah, and the first duo trio. So that's really smart from Chris here, because he knows that Aggie went for that. He went for the Godric's Great Rune, so he knows that he's ahead on the Limgrave bosses, because Aggie spent a lot of time going for that. So he can go ahead and he can combo the Limgrave bosses with the duo trio bosses, which is a very, very nice little synergy here.
Mm-hmm.
While Adef is heading towards back section of Shadowkeep, I think they're eyeballing the column 4, but also the Rykard and Messmer, the Remembrance Square, and yeah, I think Shadowkeep is fine for Adef. However, there's the Limgrave bosses, by the way, for Chris. I'm a little scared of this dragon play from Mitch right now, going down to Dragonland, because there's also Oil of Rana down there as well. So I'm a little bit scared. Honestly. I hope Positive Vibes know what they're doing with this play. It is it is 4-3. It does not. Oh my goodness!
Adef accidentally waterboarding himself.
What ended up happening to him was he fell on a ledge. He quit out, and when he loaded back in, he spawned in falling. So he couldn't really do anything there, unfortunately.
That's always tough.
Yeah. Mitch here working on ADM on the bottom left of your screen. And Chris here is in Liurnia. He could cash in on that Renala square, because Adef did get Rolana. So he could work towards that square in column 4. He could work towards more Watchdogs in Liurnia. He could go for Knights Calves in Liurnia. There's a lot of stuff he can do in here. So this is definitely the right play to go towards the Academy. We also see Hippo, Bear, Bird on the board, which is nice because there's a bird in Liurnia as well. There's plenty of birds in Liurnia, one by Scenic Isle, actually. So, yeah, it seems like Chris, you're choosing like the right spot to be in. Aggie is going for... He's going towards Weeping. I don't know exactly. Painting Awards, maybe? I think this is where we get the first Painting Award. Is over here by Seaside Ruins. Yeah, there it is. There's the painting guy.
Dude, column 4 would be really nice, though. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Like, they could actually knock that out pretty quickly.
And that's what I mean, is I feel like Knights Calves is really good here, because there's this couple in Liurnia. They already have half of the Rolana Renala square done. Watchdogs as well.
Yeah, this is really interesting.
So I think Adef here is setting up Gaius then for that column 4. That's why he's going up the elevator to Shadowkeep, but instead of going for the dragon area for Oil of Rana, Senesax, 3 dragon bosses. I think Adef is banking on the line. He's banking on that column 4. And you know what? Is that they're kind of hiding this line because they're not marking anything in the line. They're kind of going to be hiding it for a while.
Yep.
Which is really, really interesting. And we'll see how that plays out for them.
Aggie fully committing here to painting is going to mark that here in just a bit. And then looks like Mitch could be grabbing the Grace here and then going for Oil of Rana, port back, and go for Dragons right afterwards to try and like showcase, hey, we have the diagonal. Psych, column 3 kind of situation is kind of what I'm possibly seeing here.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's hard to say what line is faster because Mitch would have to kill Senesax, which is very scary, but
Yep.
it is probably faster. There's paintings there from Aggie. I would say that their line is probably faster than Chris and Adef's. So
I think we actually see Radon here actually from Aggie. He is going straight towards Khaled here past the clean route. I think they're going actually for the diagonal.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's very interesting because if he marks the Oil of Rana, they have to, start going for the diagonal. Yeah, they have to go for Radon and Gaius. So
and then Garanka's on the dude. Okay, so I think Team Monkey Business has the right approach here. Chris currently going towards Halleck Tree for money here. He does have the Academy key to also go into Raya Lucaria for Renala here for that column 4. But now I'm going to go ahead and prep, and I don't think this is a bad idea at all from Chris. Being like, hey, you know what, the rest of these squares I could knock out right now if I wanted to on a +0 Flambeauche. Is that a good idea? Probably not. I can go ahead and upgrade.
Yeah.
I don't have to fully upgrade. Don't go to +9 necessarily, but at the very least, give myself a little bit of a boost here for Star Scorch Radon, Renala, some of the other fights that maybe just take a little bit longer, a little bit tankier, especially like a Garunk. I would like to have at least, a decent weapon to deal with here.
Yeah, absolutely. And it looks like Aggie is going for the Flying Zerby's tunnel for some rock grease, I would assume, is what he's stopping in here for. Just so he can kill Radon a bit faster. Yeah, here it is. Here's the rock grease.
Oh, he's going to finish the tunnel? He's going to grab the Smithing Stone 5s here, I believe, as well. He's going to go up to +15. So yeah, they're both kind of prepping right now.
Yeah, that's not a bad play at all. I like this from Aggie because you may as well just stop in here, grab some rock grease, grab some upgrade stones.
Yep.
Solid play from both sides.
And he has the money. He has 38,000 runes right now in his pocket. Chris has 62,000 with that Halleck Tree money that he just grabbed.
Oh, Chris's Death Poker.
Oh,
he got out of the Great Sword chest.
That's big.
That's big for Radon. That's really, really big for Radon.
Yep. Mitch gonna be mocking Perfumed Oil of Rana here in just a bit. What's up with people's streams today? Come on, guys. What kind of interwebs are you guys running over there?
Yeah.
There you go.
Looks like Adef here is running through the Elac River.
Oh, he's not fully committing to Gaius just yet. Okay, yeah. There's the Oil of Rana. So now Adef's like, okay, never mind. Yep.
Gaius time. Let's go for Gaius. I wonder if Chris is going to pivot off of
oh, wow.
Renala here.
Mitch is not even close to Gaius either. He only has Storehouse.
Yeah, he only has back section.
Okay.
So, Chris is heading towards the Knight's Cavalry right now, but I think he has to go for Radon right now.
Oh, he just grabbed the Grace.
Oh, go for
Altus
Radon.
Tunnel here? Oh, no, he's going for the Knight's Cav here first.
Yeah.
He's going for the double Knight's Cav play.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Nope, no, he's not. Psych.
Oh, that's the wrong number.
Where is he?
He's going for... Duo? Tristan Duo? Maybe?
It's not even on the board, though. Oh, do it. Oh, really? Is that really a good idea?
I
don't see...
That's poker.
Yeah, but like, is that... I guess he maybe thinks that that's the least contested, and he already has Demi-Human Chiefs down. Oh, yeah, and Aggie's going for Garunk here.
Oh, Aggie's going for Garunk.
Wait, what the
That's
hell?
where we got the rock grease for. He's going for Garunk. While Mitch sets up Gaius.
Okay, interesting.
Wow, this is
Honestly,
A
that makes
lot is
sense.
happening right now.
That does
Yeah.
make sense. Yeah, because like we talked about co-op squares and trying to do that with your teammates. So this is actually a really good play for Monkey Business. Then he's like, you know what? I got time to take out Garunk while you get to the Grace for Gaius. That is just like, let me use my time efficiently. This is not a bad idea. And also, if they do get Garunk here, and they can block out possibly column 4, column 5 is a really mean line.
Yeah, I feel like if
a lot
they
of
play their
work.
cards right, if Positive Vibes plays their cards right, they could take this diagonal square, the Gaius and Radon square, and then if they get that, then they're in the driver's seat for the rest of the board because 8F killed Rolana, and then Chris is ahead on Watchdogs and Knights Cav. So I feel like if they play their cards right, this could be a column 4 bingo from Positive Vibes, depending on how Aggie plays the rest of this board, because I think Aggie goes for Radon right after. So I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna go. This really depends on how Gaius goes for 8F. He's getting close. And Chris is on the way to Radon, by the way. So
Yep.
I don't know, man. As long as like, and here's Mitch. He's down here in Hinterlands.
That rock proc.
Yeah, there we go.
carrying weight.
There's Gaius. There's Gaius for 8F while Chris heads towards Radon. Oh man, this is interesting. If you're Aggie, do you just go for Knights Cavs or Watchdogs after Garunk now that you've built up the pressure?
I really don't know.
Or do you go for Radon? Like I really don't know.
He is currently behind Chris on Radon now because Chris is going past Deathbird. Oh, Aggie has to be careful here. Rod Proc is still ticking, which is really nice, but he's got to be careful. Garunk is dealing damage. Aggie can't really see behind that pillar. He's got to be careful. There we go. Rod Proc should be wearing off here in just a bit. Oh, God, that jump is scary. Oh,
wow,
there it is. Huge pickup here. Very, very nice.
And now if you're Positive Vibes, like you're like, oh, that's good for us because now we can just block and then go for our own line.
Yep. And yeah, I think from Aggie here, like, yeah, he's put in some time here. But, oh, yeah, he's going to go. Oh, he's going to Altus Tunnel. He's not going for Radon now. He's thinking like, oh, maybe he's already contested. I'm not sure.
So he could go for, yeah. Duo trio. Yeah, he's going for the
duo
duo
my
boss.
God. That's so smart. Yeah, he's going to go for column 3 here instead, I guess.
But the problem with that is that now Chris has Watchdogs and Knights Cavs like in his back pocket. So we'll see how Monkey Biz responds when they see this diagonal gets blocked, like what they end up reacting and going to do. It could just be column 3. They could just start rushing that.
I don't know if they can't. No, they can't. I don't think they're going to beat. They're not going to beat column 4. They're not.
No, there's no way. They have to block something. So this is very interesting.
Yeah, I don't know if they see it. If you went for Knights Cavs, this would have been really smart. Okay, maybe
that would have been like insane if you went for Knights Cavs, but
nice damage here from Mitch though on Gaius.
Yeah, actually Death Poker's doing a lot of work.
Okay, Aggie is porting. Where's he porting to? Okay, he is going for Radon. Yeah, this is bad news for Monkey Business here because that column 4 is building and it's building a lot.
I mean, the rest of column 4 is just it's base game. It's because I guess for Positive Vibes because 8F already did Rolana and Commander Gaia, so this is all Chris right now. This is Chris versus Aggie. This column 4. So
yep,
we'll see how this goes. Death's Poker doing big damage on Radon. This does call for the summons. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh yeah, 8F working on helmets here a little bit. Now going for Mesmer. Because he has nothing else to do in column 4.
Right. He really doesn't have much to do besides just these masks. Go for Mesmer. Yeah, this is pretty much, like I said, it's pretty much a base game contest right now for that column 4. Also, 8F, I don't think he feels very confident going for dragon stuff because he feels like he's behind. He lost all over Nah. So yeah, I mean, I really don't know. Here comes Radon from the skies. Here comes big ol' Alexander coming in with the damage. Oh, it looks like
I'm really far behind.
Marked it.
Great. Yeah, because Chris keeps fucking lagging. Fix your shit, Chris.
Well, now they're in trouble. Now,
Yep.
Monkey Business is in trouble. It looks like Aggie sees that and is going to go for Knights Cavs.
But Chris already has
Or
Graces for
Watchdogs?
Knights Cavs. Yeah, Chris is going to just keep sniping him
Yep.
back-to-back now.
Yep. Oh, man, this is tough. This is really tough. I feel like the best block is probably Renala and Rolana. If you send Mitch to go do Rolana and then you finish up duo trio bosses, I feel like row 1 is also like a possibility. But yeah, I think that he's going to go for Knights Cavs and probably just go snipe back-to-back. Here's the first one over here.
Yeah, I think the
Aggie.
thing here is Aggie is thinking, hey, I can go ahead and block Mitch. You keep progressing column 3. That way we do both.
Right.
Oh, and he
Ooh.
dies to gravity
Dies to
here.
gravity.
Oh, this is not looking good for Monkey Business right now. This is really looking
No.
bad.
Like we were saying before, getting this block was so big for positive vibes. Getting that diagonal block was huge, actually.
Yep. Well. Yeah, now Adolf is working on hats here.
Yeah.
Decent damage here from Mitch on that Death's Poker, really putting in some work on this Jagged Peak Drake.
Yeah, like we said, I think in pregame we were talking about how like rushing Lions is just kind of super strong this season, and we're seeing in this matchup, Chris and Adolf are not afraid to push these lines. You know, like it almost feels like Monkey Business had a bit of an advantage, but they just ended up not going for the final square in the line, or they did, but they just didn't do it in the right order. So we're seeing both sides of it where Chris and Adolf are going for a line and it works for them, but it doesn't work for Mitch and Aggie. So it's like you're seeing the potential high risk, high reward for going for lines in this state of bingo. Aggie here, I think, is about done with his first Knights Cav. So that's one for Aggie. And now Chris is going for the Liurnia Highway Knights Cav as his final one, I believe. And Aggie is going for the same thing. So he's going to get sniped most likely.
Oh,
unless he pivots now.
This is, dude, they have to go for Renala Rolana here. They have to. Like,
yeah, I feel like that's the best play for Monkey Business, honestly. Even though Adef has Rolana killed, it's probably still the best play. Because, like, going for dragons doesn't do much. If Aggie is not going for duo trio bosses, then his deck doesn't really do anything for them. So, I really don't know. Yeah, Mitch has been here for a while, it feels like, on this Jagged Peak Drake, too. I don't think that Death's Poker is really doing a whole lot.
Okay, there we go. There's the kill.
There's one dragon.
He's moving towards Graveside Plains here, maybe getting upgrades and then maybe going for Rolana here. It would be a good idea. That column 4 is a big problem.
Aggie is at the academy now.
Oh, they're making the call? They're making the call?
I think they're making the call for Renala Rolana.
Oh.
And it looks like Mitch might be heading down towards that Great Hammer check to see if he can get something good for Rolana, because I don't think he feels confident using the poker for Rolana. So I think what he's doing is he's going down here to this Black Knight by the hammer in the Skidoo fragment and is going to kill that Knight for a weapon check.
Yeah, once Chris has this Knight's Cav, though, he does already have access to Relicaria. Remember, he has the Grace.
Oh, yeah, he does.
But
but he's going towards the Watchdog. The Watchdog over here by the Catacomb. Is he going to commit to it? Oh, this could be an insane momentum shift. If Monkey Business could get the Renala block, this is a huge momentum shift.
Yep.
And it looks like, Mitch is going for the weapon check here, the Great Hammer.
No, Chris is shifting. Academy.
Oh, for the Academy?
Oh, my God.
And I for the Academy. Oh, my God. Mitch has to get a good
Mitch
weapon
has to go to Renala, Rolana right now.
I don't know what Mitch got. I don't know if it was any good.
Aggie's behind maybe 10 seconds, 15 seconds here. But also, Chris has Death's Poker.
Factor here. Oh, he got Celebrant Skull. Oh, that's not something you want to see. Wow.
Dude. Oh, boy. Oh,
this could
boy.
be huge.
There's the masks.
Okay. Yeah, ADEF doesn't have much to do, honestly. ADEF is just kind of hanging around right now. He's just, killing things for fun, it feels like, because this line is the current, it's the breaking news, it's the headliner. We just need to address the line.
It might come
So
down
ADEF
to
here. Oh, no!
that might have
That could
cost
have
the match.
Yep.
Yep.
He could pivot to Watch Dogs.
Oh.
Yeah. No, I think this is rough.
This
Unless
might be-
Chris has an incident.
That might be a wrap. Yep. That might be a
Oh my
wrap.
god. Wow.
If he moves to Watch Dogs, he could still salvage. Does he make the call? He doesn't make the call.
Oh man. This is crazy. The thing is that not only is Rellana good for a block, but it also develops the row 1 for them. So it makes sense to want to go for Rellana still and Rennala. I just feel like he was a little bit behind and then he died. And that's just, that's rough. ADEF here is setting up dragon bosses, I guess, because, that column 3 still exists. And also, they have not marked in a while, so they could be concerned about Mitch and Aggie, what they've been doing. But in reality, they've been kind of just setting up stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, Chris here is on the wolf while Aggie is heading towards the skip for a second time. I cannot believe that. Yeah, I cannot believe that happened. That was insane.
Yeah, this is looking like a GG's here, possibly for Team Positive Vibes, as they have to do Watch Dogs right after this.
Yeah.
It's really hard to tell here.
I don't think you could have expected this result if you're coming into today, like watching the Brawlers season results. Like, and that just goes to show that on for bingo, like it's any given day, any given match, anything can happen. So it's like, like very unexpected, honestly, to see two pretty convincing, I don't want to say victories because this match is not over yet, but very convincing performances from Positive Vibes here today. Yeah.
I think it's very much a thing of, honestly, from Monkey Business here, kind of not really respecting progress. I mean, they saw that Rellana was taking from Team Positive Vibes a long time ago. And
is he pivoting? Oh, he's going to Snowfield for something.
Oh. Consecrated. He's grabbing Frost Grease here.
For Frost Grease? Yeah.
This is, this is not looking very good.
Yeah. I mean, because Chris already has 2 watchdogs too, so it's like you said, yeah, they had to respect that progress and just go for the early block on Rennala and Rellana, or like they make the choice at least early enough to where it's like, even if I make a mistake, I still have time. But yeah, I mean, I was in this position last season, coming in as the 4th seed, playing against the number 1 seed. So it really does just in playoffs, like it doesn't really matter like what you come into the playoffs like seeding wise. Like it really is anyone's game, as far as who you're playing against, like seeding or whatever. Like it's really just a different game, honestly, when playoffs start and it's best of 3 series time. Look at that damage.
Third Church of America here now. Oh, he's going for Watchdogs. Is he going for Watchdogs?
I
think he's going for double Watchdog here. There's double Watchdogs here at the beginning of Caelid.
Oh, in the Catacomb. Oh, in the Catacomb and Caelid, yes. I don't know if there's enough time.
I think well, I mean, Chris has to go for that too, though.
What did Aggie grab from Ordina? Was it just money? Oh, he grabbed darts. He grabbed crystal darts.
Oh my god. Okay, this could be huge shift here.
He's pivoting.
Oh my god.
And also, magic damage is not doing great on Rennala. It was a 2 cycle. Magic damage is not doing great.
Yeah.
So
I think this is a +0 Death Poker or +2, +4.
Yeah, it's just bare bones. Like, oh man.
All right, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens.
I'm kind of curious now. Yeah, like
the damage isn't crazy.
Yeah, because Rennala resists magic like 80% or something like that. So
Okay, he does get the riposte here, though. That's a big chunky riposte.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's big.
Okay, I don't know if this is going to give...
Oh, wow. It looks like...
Wow. Yeah, that
I
was a
think Chris
no summons
still-
Renala. That's really fast.
I think Chris still might take this Watchdog Square.
We'll see. We'll see how this plays out. Chris doesn't have crystal darts, though, does he? There it is, Renala Ralana.
So he's going for Impaler's Catacomb now. That'll be his third Watchdog. Oh, yeah, I think slight advantage to Chris here for sure because he has the Grace setup for Impaler's or the other Catacomb. Sorry, not Impaler's, the other one over here. Yeah, I don't know. If Aggie made the call earlier, he could have had this like more guaranteed.
Yep.
And now we're kind of hoping for an incident. If you're Monkey Business, you're hoping for an incident on Chris's side.
I mean, I'm hoping for an incident just for Game 3. That's
just
what
for
I want.
Game 3. Yeah, yeah, that's what I want.
I want that Game 3.
I mean, yeah, it's wow.
Has to be careful. Here's another in from the ceiling. Okay.
Getting dunked on.
He's got to be careful.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
That's fine. It's not the worst. It's not the worst. He does have to wait for the elevator, which is the only annoying part, but it's not the worst here.
Taking a sip out of his drink after that one. You gotta take a little sippy.
Yeah, this is looking tough here for sure.
Recharge. Ready to go again. Wow. It really just feels like Adev has been on side quests for the past like 20 minutes, by the way, because this row or column 4 has been, he already finished his part of the column like 20 minutes ago, it feels like. And it's just been him like just waiting, like playing the waiting game and see what happens with this line right here.
Here we go.
Mitch here on Ghost Flame Dragon as well.
Yeah, Celebrant Skull with Savage Lance Claw Holy. Doing a good amount of damage. There it is.
Yeah. That's 2 dragons, I think. And now Mitch goes for the Sterling Coast for the other Ghost Flame Dragon, the one that summons. And it looks like Aggie here got the malfunctioning effect to work on the Watchdogs.
Oh.
Big damage.
He's got to be careful, though. He's got to be careful. Okay, he's getting some decent RNG here for sure. Gets the stagger here, which is huge.
I would not take the riposte because you want this guy to keep beating on him.
Oh my
Bang.
lord.
Look at that.
Pretty much perfect.
That was really good RNG. Yeah.
But Chris
Two
here.
Watchdogs. It's all tied up.
That's 2. That's 2.
And now Aggie going for Stormfoot Catacomb for 3. This will also be 3 for Chris. I think Chris goes for Duo Watchdog after this one, and I don't think he's going to pick up the darts, so we'll see how that goes for him.
Maybe he got the... No, maybe he grabbed the darts from the highway after Knight's Cav. Remember?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
I think he does have darts. Oh my god, dude.
That damage is crazy.
Wow.
That's 3 for Chris. 2 for Aggie. Chris going for, I guess, going from Inner Aeonia. I don't know if that's faster, but yeah, he's going towards the
No,
duo,
this is
I would
really
assume.
long.
Yeah, maybe this run is too long. Maybe Aggie can catch up. I don't know which other ones Aggie could do besides the one from Liurnia Highway.
This is a really long way Chris is taking for sure. That's where Third Church America was like way better for Chris, I guess, here. There it is. Killed 3 dragons or drakes being marked here. Adolf getting sniped on that.
Yeah, but I just don't know if it really matters. I think this is more of a base game.
I
race
think
right
this
now.
matters. Chris's path. This is a long path. Chris has a lot. Look at the tree. He has to go all the way to the tree.
Yeah, that is quite
This gives
a
Aggie a
trek.
lot of time. No, Aggie doesn't have enough. That's not enough time. That's not enough time.
Yeah, Aggie needs to kill 2 more after this one, and Chris just needs to go in the catacomb and do his 2.
I don't think this is enough time. He's supposed to do 2 more catacombs, and yeah, Chris gets both of them in 1. I don't think there's enough time.
Oh, man.
I don't think there is. Okay, good damage, though. Good strike damage. Yeah, Aggie still has to fight 3 more Watchdogs. That is a lot of Watchdogs.
Well, it's on the bright side. This one is going down very fast. Now it's
Yeah,
only 2
that's
more.
number 3.
If Chris dies here, that's a long run back.
Does he know the jump down? He's got to be careful here, though. Uh-oh. Oh,
this is very risky.
Okay. He's got it. He's got it. Does he got it? Uh-oh. Okay, he does got it.
Yeah, and then he jumps off Torrent, because if you jump off Torrent, you can get back on stable ground a lot faster. And it looks like Aggie's going for Impaler's Catacombs, while Chris is going for this Duo Watchdog Catacombs, both of which are tied 3-3. However, Chris is going towards the Duo Watchdog boss fight, so this will be 2 for 1. So it looks like it'll be right around.
He does
the time
have
that
crystal
Aggie gets to
darts.
the boss.
Chris has crystal
He
darts.
does have darts. Okay, yeah, he did grab the ones on Leonia Highway then.
Yep.
This, might be it. I'm sorry to say, as we'd love a game 3, I just don't know if there's enough time. Aggie here taking the Spirit Spring up. Wow. Listen, I wouldn't necessarily call this like an upset, but I definitely feel like this is not the expected outcome that people had in their heads for today's matches. Like,
I agree.
I, for one, am very, very surprised and impressed with Positive Vibes. I feel like they prepped for the matchup, and the playstyle that counters Monkey Business is this playstyle of just, go for a line, commit to it. And then again, like you said, it maybe this felt like they were not respecting their priorities on certain squares. And I think they played a really, really textbook series of bingo. Positive Vibes here. And
the only thing that could happen here, honestly, is Chris using crystal darts here, dying, and then not having crystal darts anymore. But I don't see that happening. That's like the only thing that can happen now that would stop this bingo.
And that's... Okay, he's broken.
Oh, and the guy immediately turns. Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
That's GG's.
And then Death's Poker. Yep.
Yep. Wow. Okay, Chris does get
but
hit here, though.
big damage.
Chris has no
from the
flasks
Watchdog.
left.
Oh.
I mean, it's Watchdogs. He's fine. Right? Unless.
Yeah, surely he's
right?
fine.
Unless. Okay, reposed here. Yeah, it's GG's. It's GG's.
It looks like Chris here will be claiming bingo for Positive Vibes.
And
wow.
there it is.
Positive Vibes is going to the finals.
Wow.
What a result. What a result. And look at
2-0.
celebrating. Yeah, they are very, very happy right now. Wow. What an unexpected result of today's matches. I'll just say that much.
I'm somewhat shocked. I won't lie. I did not expect that match to turn out the way it did. Yeah, I think for Monkey Business, maybe it was very much they just felt too confident and didn't see the lines building. Like, this happened 2 matches in a row now where like the lines just seemed too.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
we even talked about it. We talked about this match in particular, the row 5 with the Catacombs, the Limgrave bosses, Cemetery of Shades, and Watchdogs. We were like, let's keep an eye on this, right? And so Chris did the 2 Limgrave Catacombs that had Watchdogs and sat on that like forever. I don't know if they didn't know that or what, but I think the progression, like the amount of progression that they had on the board, and then Adaf with the clutch Rolana early with the Starline Sword was great as well. Like,
Yeah.
just textbook bingo from these players.
Wow. All right. Well, hey, here we go. Gonna talk to the players here in just a bit. 2-0 for Positive Vibes, man. Goddamn. And we'll go ahead and we'll bring in the players here in just a moment.
Good stuff from them.
Good old Majula time. Oh. And yeah, let's go ahead and bring in these players. And welcome on in, Positive Vibes, GG's.
GG, guys.
Hello.
Thanks, guys. Thanks,
Yo,
guys.
GG's, guys.
Yo, GG's, guys.
That is that was something.
I would like to give a
Yes.
shout out to my team Starro Chris for playing out of his goddamn mind in that match.
I'd like to give a shout out to Adif for playing out of his mind with less than 700 hours in this game.
Let's go!
Yeah,
like a fucking
these
dog.
matches back to back have been very, very strong. First match for sure was very much more like you guys being in the driver's seat from the very beginning here. Second match being a little bit, more behind playing the catch-up game, but then realizing that column 4 was really, really strong, and then just really pushing that line. What was the conversation for you guys after match 1 that you had for getting your first victory? Like, what was the mental talk?
We
Yeah,
had
go
the
ahead.
information that we know for a fact that teams don't think we go for bingos. And so we knew that in game 1 we could very easily sneak a bingo, even with just 1 square left.
Especially
It
with
was,
that Death Knight kind of.
yeah, because the Death Knight
herring.
mark in game 1 was like a full red herring. Basically, I was trying to be like, we're not going for the bingo while Chris was
It
finishing
was
the
also to
bingo.
block that row 4.
Yeah, that's true.
And because he had time, because I had to get to 2 remembrance bosses entirely still. So I'm like, hey, just go do Death Knight while I do this, and that'll make them think we're not going for it. And yeah.
So then, moving into game 2, we know that we no longer have that benefit. Now they know our game plan, so we can kind of play around that. The issue was things sort of got out of hand for us in the early game, but I think the scoreline sort of betrayed the fact that Chris was way ahead on so many squares that just hadn't been marked yet, because Aggie
For game 2.
yeah, because Aggie chose some more questionable, I
Chose
think,
Dodger,
maybe.
Great Rune, and Painting rewards, which was just not. I
Right.
imagine he also was going for Limgrave bosses, but there was so much synergy just killing just shit in Limgrave with the Watchdogs, Knight's Cav, Catacombs, 6 Limgrave bosses, Cemetery Shades a little bit, and it's okay, I'm just gonna just kill stuff, see what he does, and then get the other stuff. And then he did none of what I was doing, and so I was like, okay, let me just keep going for that. And then he did Garank when we were going for the block anyway,
Which
and I'm
saved us.
Okay, yeah, that was just GG.
Them doing Garank instead of Radon first was okay, we're still in this. And then we fully weren't, the bingo was not really on the mind.
I mean, I thought of it since the start, but didn't commit to it until we got that.
Yeah,
I was
true,
okay,
yeah.
let me finish Knight's Calves and then get Renala because I was already in the academy. Just the main.
Yeah,
academy
we
gate.
messed up. We messed up horribly. We were
guys.
supposed to go Radon and Gaius first, just to block you guys from that line, and we kind of just messed up and went different things, and then let you guys have it.
Well,
GG's
GG's
those guys.
Monkey Business. Welcome in,
GG's.
guys. Welcome in.
GG's, guys.
We're kind of just going to do an oversight of game 1 and game 2. What was the overall conversation for Monkey Business here when you guys, lost the first match
game 1
to positive vibes?
Game 1 was so stupid. It was just an oops, you win Somber 9 square, you win the game. That board was horrible. It was you get sniped on that, and then it was just there was nothing you could do. Then I got sniped 2 or 3 times in the DLC as well. It was just all right, cool. Might as well just not play the game. I hated that first one. It was just genuinely miserable. Second one, I really felt like we definitely could have done it, but we made some strategic mistakes. I feel like in the mid game, we didn't quite block off the last bingos that we needed to, because we wanted to just force majority. I know that we had that diagonal threat, but we weren't necessarily pushing it. We really just wanted to block the bingos, and we left one up, and it was the only one that mattered. So I think that was just a bit of a blunder there.
But what was the conversation though between you two of being okay, well, game 1 didn't really go the way we wanted to. The board was, in your words, not great at all. What was the movement into game 2 then? Was it hey, let's just focus on majority? Let's either focus on rush stuff. What was the overall conversation between you two?
Yeah, it was make threats and block stuff. Yeah, Aggie can go.
Yeah. Basically, with game 2, we just didn't want to lose immediately. So, I mean, the board, at least on the base game side, was literally all Limgrave, which was very strange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my early game rush in game 2 worked out. We just didn't quite follow it up the way we needed to. I don't know. It was kind of a coin toss with blocking the last column, but I do think I made the wrong calls. I think if I just went Watchdogs immediately, that would have been the wisest play. I don't know if I could have got Renala or not.
I feel like you can't beat yourself up
damage.
about that, because that's true 50-50. Like,
Yeah,
I
that's-
think
what
yeah,
I
but
was
I
saying.
think I think the order that Chris did them in was the most obvious order. Which I knew I wasn't fully doing Knights Cav. I did 2 Knights Cav since it started going to Renala. And then I was doing the Raya Lucaria skip, and it rocketed me downward into the death plane.
Oh,
And I
Yeah.
couldn't quit out. So then at that point, I was like, okay, well, I can't really do that either.
That would
And then I
have
just
been a really
went to
close
Watch
race.
Dogs, but yeah, it was just too late at that point.
what weapon were you using at that point?
Morningstar
Mitch, what
Okay,
did you use
what
games
level
1
was
and
it?
2?
plus
Uh,
15.
Hmm.
First game was Falk. Second game was Death Poker.
Okay. I ran Rotten Great Axe game 1 and then Starline Sword game 2.
Did you rush Rolana game 1, or was that after a bit?
No, so at the beginning of game 1, my game plan was basically like to get set up as physically possible and then contest you on Curseblade, because it's like it's an obvious rush, but I think you have to do it.
Yeah.
And we had discussed maybe having me go for Drain the Church District, but row 3 felt so threatening that like I basically just had to contest you, and then I hadn't even started hitting my first Curseblade when you killed yours. And then I was like, okay, let me warp to Logar. Mitch, when I tell you this man unloaded from the world, I looked around for Logar for over a minute. He weighs on vacation.
Yeah.
So then after that, I basically had no choice but to do Rolana. So I went
Yeah.
Rolana immediately after you marked Logar.
Yeah, sorry. Game 2, yeah, I figured that's what happened. Game 1.
Oh,
you
sorry.
You also started with Rolana. Was that
Yes,
no.
rush-ish?
That was
No,
that
I
was,
think I
that was Hippo.
started-
It was Hippo.
For 300.
Yeah, I
Oh,
did
okay.
Memory of
Okay.
Grace. Yeah,
okay.
so game 1,
I assumed Rolana because you guys also got Rolana Renala. I didn't figure that you did both.
yeah, so game 1, Mitch, I happen to know that you love your Perfumer Square.
I don't like it, but it was center.
No, it was off center.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't love it. I just was like, everything else requires being super set up, so I was like,
Yeah, it's true.
I can get something.
One of the only rush squares, one of the only quick ones.
yeah,
Yeah.
one of the only
Yeah.
rush-ish squares. It wasn't like
I
a great
basically,
rush, but it was like,
I just
can get it.
gambled. I just gambled
Yeah.
you would do that, and so I set up instead.
Fair. Yeah. Okay, Hippo makes sense. Yeah.
I was gonna hop in and ask for game 2 for positive vibes. Like, so were you guys going for column 4 from the start, or did it kind of just like develop that way? Because I know that Chris was working on like Limgrave bosses, but there was a moment where the column 4 was literally just Chris versus Aggie because Adef had already done his half of the combined squares. So I just
Mhm.
want to hear what you guys'
Mhm.
thoughts were on that column 4.
Yeah, I mean, when we were going for the Radon Gaius block, and then we saw Aggie marked Garunk, I was like, okay, let's just rush this column 4 then. Like, we get this block for sure. And then I already had 2 Knights Calves and 2 Watchdogs at that point.
Yeah.
And also
You
was
did
in the
both
academy.
Watchdog Catacombs for your 3
Yeah,
catacombs?
in Limgrave.
Okay, yeah.
And then I did the Knights Calves, including the like both the Liurnia ones, and after I got the east one by like the Tibia, I went and grabbed the Grace nearby for that 3rd Watchdog, like the magic, just the solo magic one, and then I went to Renala, did that, and then went back to the Watchdogs.
I
And I
think
already
for
had,
me,
like,
like
the
I
darts
didn't
and
see.
everything.
I didn't see column 4 really. Chris had been saying that he had seen it, but I didn't see it until we blocked the diagonal.
Yeah, it wasn't until then that we could actually like go for it.
So was
with
I was
my
fully
progress,
expecting
yeah.
this to be a defense majority game because their early game was really, really potent.
yeah, I mean,
Mhm.
I feel like you went for Rolana for the block more so than the
Yeah.
progression towards column
Correct.
4, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like
So-
it's a nice bonus that it helps progress another
Yeah.
square, but like it was for the block.
But
yeah.
you had plenty of time to get Rolana afterwards anyway. It's not like getting Rolana early like made that much of a difference towards the eventual bingo.
True. It was more
Correct,
just
yeah.
like block the row 3 so that I don't have to do
Yeah.
like night calves right away. And like I could. I was starting to do night calves, but then he got the block in, so I was able to put on the back burner for a bit and just hide
Yeah.
more progress.
You guys
Yeah,
didn't
my
show
goal
column
was
4 at
just to
all.
block you guys, and we just got too far behind on blocking that one column. I think.
Yeah, but what was the, I guess for Monkey Business, when did you guys realize that column 4 was the problem? Was it after the Star Scorcher Bardon Commander Guys mark, or was that even previously where like, column 4 could be a problem?
I mean, could be a problem was after, but like I from the start of the game, I was like, let's just block all their lines, let's just block all their lines, let's just block all their lines. And so I personally went to block every line that I could. Like you can just look at the things that I marked there, every single line that I could block. It was like, oh, Curse Blades blocks the diagonals, Perfumed Oil blocks the twos, Drake's blocks row 4, Church District blocks column 5. I blocked like every single one that I could, and then it was just like there was just one left open. That was at least my thought. And then as soon as they got it, it was like, oh god, panic, like Aggie has to win one of these, and it was just Chris was too set up on all
Guessing
of them
game,
at that point. Yeah.
It's that.
I should have just gone Knights Cav earlier. That was my original plan after Godric's Ray Rune, but then we decided that we just wanted maximum blockage, and then Painting Reward took a lot longer than anticipated. But I definitely could have just rushed Knights Cav, and like we weren't even really planning on the row 3, even if we did that.
Really?
We assumed ADF would be going for Rolana already.
Yeah, I think there's
it
no
would've
way you
ended
win
up being
Curse
a much
Blades,
better
Logre,
block.
and Rolana. Like that's way too greedy. All 3 you can get to right away. Whichever one you go for, your opponent's gonna get the other one.
Yeah, you
sure.
can't have all 3. Yeah.
I mean, shockingly, Mitch, you still got Curse Blades, Logre, Oil of Renat, and Drain the Water, which is still insane to get all 4 of those.
Yeah, Mitch, your early game was like, I think I was just a little indecisive, and your early game was really strong.
Thank you. Unfortunately, that mid game didn't go our way.
Yeah, we saw the weapons in Roundtable, and we were like, I don't think ADF likes any of these. Like, we saw Zamor, Curved Sword, Death's Poker. I don't like them either. So I was like, wow, I don't know what I'd use. Like, this is crazy.
I mean, you can use Death's Poker just as a greatsword, and it's not bad. And then just like, whenever they're staggered, you just use the weapon art instead of taking riposts.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was doing.
Wait, was Death's Poker in Roundtable for DLC?
Yeah,
it was. Yeah.
It is hard to recognize because it looks like a knife or something.
Homies, I did not see that.
It is a weird icon.
I know. Yeah. I didn't see it at first either, and then I moused over. I was like, wait, that's called Death's Poker. Wait a minute.
I was surprised at the Starline Sword output on Rolana, though. That was kind of impressive.
Dude, okay, Blanks, I was gonna say that too. The magic damage, I was like, oh, it's gonna be dog shit because of the magic damage, but I think with Rotwing Sword Insignia and the bleed buildup, and also it scales B with Dex. So like, I think the physical damage maybe outpaces the magic a bit. I was shocked. I was fully anticipating that weapon to be so bad, and it was fine.
I mean, she only has 40 magic resist. Renala has 80. That's like the really bad with magic. Like when I was using Death's Poker against Renala, like
we were like, oh,
I
might as well not even use the Ash of War then.
Yeah, like it got the Frostbite proc, but even then, like R1s would have done the same. So
yeah.
Obviously not to like harp on the loss here, but it's just a question that I have for Monkey Business too. Is like going undefeated in round robin and then going into top 4 and then losing your first 2 matches. What do you think, I guess, changed from round robin to these matches? Was there anything that like shifted? Is it maybe because top 4 is maybe more intense? Is it, what exactly do you think maybe, is there anything that maybe changed, maybe communications wise?
I think game 1 was kind of just a very swingy board, and I mean we were on the losing side of it, so like it is what it is. And then also at game 2 is just lines. I think that's the big difference between both of these games and the previous games. We just weren't able to block lines as effectively. I think as the season's gone on, people have been more aggressive with pushing lines more and more. And we just didn't prepare enough to block them properly.
I honestly don't feel like anything changed major. Like I feel like it was kind of the same game plan the first time we faced them. Like they put up really strong threats. It was just the first time we were able to get the block, and this time we lost like every 50-50. It was like, oh, let's try for Knights Cavs first. No, just kidding. That was the wrong 50-50 to go for. Let's try for Renala next. No, that was the wrong 50-50. Like it was just like we just lost every 50-50.
I think those were like predictable losses. It was just a tough spot because I know that he's objectively got advantage on Watchdogs, and he's likely already gone to Renala. And then Knights Cav was the only one I had any previous progress on. We just didn't take the threat as seriously enough. We also had the consideration to maybe just raise them with column 3.
Yeah.
If Mitch just combines Cinesax with Dragon's Drakes.
It was just too slow. Yeah, I went there.
I think in theory, if you did it as your 3rd Drake, maybe we could have got that in time.
I
but
will
like,
say
who
I was
knows?
fighting my 2nd dragon when you marked 3 drakes, and my plan was that if you marked that, I was going to buff up a bit, get some Skidoo, and then go to Senesax immediately. Because there's also the reality of like, if Aggie's further ahead on Watchdogs than we think, and the duo trio, it could be in some world you mark duo trio and 5 Watchdogs at the same time, and then we're forced into Senesax. So I was prepping it a bit on that eventuality, but I will say my weapon would suck on Senesax so bad.
Oh yeah, I can tell you I wouldn't have won it because I am right now at Senesax, but the Senesax fight takes longer than the other dragon that I did for the 3rd one. So if you like, take out the time that I took fighting that one dragon, add in the time Senesax, we still lose by about a minute or 2.
Yeah.
Just because Senesax is definitely a minute or 2 slower than the other.
Yeah, it's like a
dragon
it's like a 5 or 6 minute boss fight.
Yeah, it's horrible. So we could not, in this particular case, have won that way, but it definitely was a consideration that we thought about. Maybe we sneak it like this. I just didn't think it was fast enough. So I thought the Dragon Drakes was better as like a don't let 8F take this away and keep the consideration open. And then if we get Watchdogs, then maybe we win.
That's fair. That's fair. I mean, GG's to both teams again. GG's to Positive Vibes for moving into the finals here versus Frog Car Spin. And Monkey Business, you still have your 3rd place match next week versus Itzarino as well. Any thoughts on your future matches, both teams? Any worries / things you maybe want to like learn for future matches as well? Like anything specific strategies against specific teams?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
Oh, was that a question for us? Sorry,
for
I thought
both
that was a
teams.
question
For both
Monkey
teams.
Business.
Yeah.
I think for us, I'm not going to say what strategy is going to be. I don't want to give that away.
Okay, fair enough.
I think a big part of how we did today was that Chris and I have been planning religiously. So I don't really want to say anything about our game plan other than Chris and I are locking the fuck in.
Nice.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that really showed today. So congrats, guys, on the win.
Yeah, fair
Thank you.
enough. Fair enough on that. Monkey Business, withholding info or like to share something?
I mean, like I think our game plan is basically just play better than the opponents, get more squares, play faster, do the good things. So I think we're gonna continue to do that.
Yeah.
And I think Itzarino has a similar play style. I don't think that you necessarily beat them by just like doing something super sneaky, unless they don't expect you to do something sneaky. Then you do. I don't know. Mind games, whatever.
Yeah, with what Aggie mentioned before, how do you guys feel, I guess, for this is again a question for both teams, how do you guys feel with the whole, like, lines being more committed now than previously? Like, is that a big shift in mentality of being like, okay, like, I can't just keep thinking that it's a bluff, I have to always, like, really consider that this could be something that they're committing to?
I mean, I
think it was actually
Go
my
ahead.
question, Chris. But
Oh, sorry. I thought he was saying to both of us. My bad.
I think with these lines that end up actually being completed, they're being formed in a way where they're not likely to be blocked if it comes down to the final square. I think like the strategy at this point with how Bingo has developed is that you need to be a lot more preemptive with the blocks. Because they're either gonna prep a final square or just like leave a final square that favors them based on what they've previously done. I think that's just what the meta's evolved to that you have to look out for.
Yeah, that's fair. Chris, what did you want to say, by the way, on that too? Just out of curiosity.
I mean, basically that. It just like, I mean, personally, I've always considered like opponent just going for it, like just going for the lines, which is when a lot of people typically bluff. You know, it definitely hurts like me, but it's better than just like losing out the bingo. But it kind of just depends who you're playing against, what like the progress they have towards a said square, et cetera, et cetera.
Is there any this is a question for both teams here. Positive Vibes can go first on this one. So like when it comes to like the co-op squares specifically, how are you communicating / walking through some of these co-op squares where it's like, hey, if we can force them to do one co-op square, that's wasting two people's time over just one player's time, either base game or DLC. Is that ever like a thing where you consider that like a bigger time investment or like a better threat, I guess, than just like being like, oh, I can only force Aggie into, you know, Knights, Caps, and Watchdogs. You know what I mean? Like the time difference, the commitment there.
Yeah. No, I mean, for sure.
I don't know. I actually feel like I don't see squares as like, oh, a co-op square is inherently longer. Like the Bolts duo square is a tiny square, you know, and that's a co-op square. So like I think for me it's more just looking at the squares individually and like whether it is long or not.
Yeah.
Yes, on the whole, the majority of co-op squares are on average longer than solo squares, but it's not always true. So I
They're
personally,
they're also like, sorry.
no, you're good. I just personally don't think of them as like, oh, co-op square must be long, I will force them to do that. It's more about looking at the square by square, I think.
Yeah, and also the combined squares have, they're typically longer for one DLC or base game. So it's like, say like Senesax Lanciax, if forcing that into being like the final square to block, that's definitely more DLC sided than it is base game. But also with that being like, oh, it's more time to put on the opponent to commit to getting that square, it's also hard to keep track of the person who doesn't finish the square's progress, because it's like you don't know exactly when they finished it and went on to do something else, as opposed to the person who marked it, right?
Right.
So sometimes it can be better just leave it open to like just kill Senesax than both.
Yeah. I mean, I don't remember which game it was, game 1 or game 2, but there was a moment where I don't know if it was this game with Radon and Gaius, but I think Mitch had Gaius set up and Aggie did not. And so the game plan for them was basically, oh, while, you know, they're getting progress towards their portion of the combined square, I'm not going to do my portion until they're ready to do it. So like, I think that's really important about combined squares is like timing it correctly, so you're not sinking a bunch of time into something and then having it taken away from you.
All right.
100%.
Monkey Business, did you have any thoughts on that as well for that question with co-op squares?
I think Adef
Yeah.
summarized it accurately.
Yeah.
I do think ADF summarized it accurately. I would say the only thing is like early game. I don't love combined squares as much, even though like both bowls. Just
true.
because it does feel like you both need to get set up.
Right.
And so it's definitely one that particular square is one we will do as like, we each get one of our own, then we both come back kind of a thing, as opposed to like we're both rushing it.
Right.
But yeah, outside of that, I do agree. There are some combined squares that are absolutely quick enough that you can do. There's ones that you just already have progress on, like Renala. Oh, we just already had Relana as its own square, so that just means the combined square now just becomes basically a solo square that's just as easy to do, etc. Things like that. So yeah.
Yeah. No, for sure. All right. Well, thanks much for playing today, guys. I really do appreciate it. Again, GG's to positive vibes here for moving into the finals here versus Frog Car Spin. Best of luck to you guys on that finals match. Best of threes next week, Sunday, for anyone wondering. That's going to be next week, Sunday, for that finals match. And then Monkey Business here for the third place match versus It's Reno on Saturday. Thanks so much for playing today, guys. I do appreciate it. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your Sunday. And I'll see you guys soon, okay?
Thanks for playing, guys.
All right.
GG's, guys.
GG's.
Positive vibes. GG's Monkey Business.
GG's. All right. And with that, that is the end of day